And Swanson is powered by Mancuso Powered Sports. 59. Side of the field. As we like to introduce to you a very special team. Please welcome 1200 All-Star CMP, part of the Rosebridge Girls Softball Association. This team, along with the coaches, had a very successful season that includes second place finishes in both the Katy Aces Wild and the Sugar Land Purple Madness tournaments, fourth place in Sugar Land into the Fire tournament, and a second place finish in the Gulf Coast District Championship. They also finished 13th in the Class C State Tournament of 2018. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the coaches Brian Clark, Chris Lehman, and Terry Waldorf. The players, Chloe Allen, Clark, Mackenzie Lehman, Bianca Gonzalez, Abe Waldorf, Taylor Clark, Jake Cobra, Hannah Ramirez, Riley Westmoreland, and Madison Torres. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1200 All-Star Stampede.
This is Long Island Ducks baseball.
Justin Davies at the plate, the winning run at third. Crowd going nuts. Swung on, bouncing ball left side, off the mitt, up third baseman Brad Strauss. Here comes Willie Rodriguez. Justin Davies has done it again. The Ducks are one quack away from the championship.
Jason Johnson makes the catch. He makes the catch, and the Long Island Ducks have swept the Camden River Sharks. They are the 2004 Atlantic League champions.
Lions bunts up the third baseline. Esquivel charging in. They're not going to have a play, and the Ducks are the champions of the Atlantic League here in 2012. Going back is Adam Bailey. He settles under it. He makes the catch. Adam Bailey makes the catch. And for a second straight year, the Atlantic League trophy will reside on Long Island. The Ducks are the Atlantic League champions.
And now it's time for the Long Island Ducks North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital pregame show.
We are live here at Constellation Field in Sugar Land, Texas. It is time once again for Long Island Ducks baseball. And tonight it is the final game of this 6-game series here in Texas between the Long Island Ducks and the Sugar Land Skeeters. Well, good evening, everybody. My name is Michael Pollack. I'll be bringing you the play-by-play for all of tonight's action as the Ducks try and gain some ground in the Liberty Division standings here in the first half of the season. The Ducks were helped out today by the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, who swept a single-admission doubleheader from the Somerset Patriots in Bridgewater, New Jersey, winning by scores of 2-1 and 6-1. And so the Ducks, who enter the day 5 games in back of the Somerset Patriots, with a win here, could move to within 3.5 games of the Pats in the division, with 7 games remaining for the Ducks as they begin a 7-game homestand tomorrow against the Lancaster Barnstormers. So a very big game here for the Ducks, and who, in addition to trying to move closer to the Patriots, are also presented with the opportunity to end a 3-game losing streak. Long Island in rare territory. They have been dominant in the month of June, but this series has not gone their way. They have lost a total of 4 of the 5 games thus far, and this is the first time Long Island has lost 3 in a row since May 14th through the 16th, when they lost 1 to Bridgeport and 2 in Lancaster. And so it's been a while since the Ducks have dropped 3 straight. They're trying to avoid a 4-game losing streak, which would tie their season high. And they'll send righty Ian Marshall to the mound today, opposing Skeeters righty Josh Gear in a rematch from the first game of this series, which took place way back on Tuesday night when the Skeeters in a great pitchers duel came away with the 2-1 victory. So a good pitching matchup is on tap again today. The Ducks are going to try and rebound from a night last night where they lost in the 5th straight one-run game of this series. They lost 4-3, a night that featured some missed opportunities for the Ducks on offense, but the bigger story of last night's game was several controversial calls from the umpiring crew, including a ball hit to right by Randy Ruiz in the 7th after back-to-back singles opened the inning. That was a no-doubt trap by the right fielder Delwyn Young. It was ruled out, though. Lou Ford was doubled off of first, and instead of the bases loaded and nobody out, the Ducks had a runner at second and 2 out and could not score. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll go through the highlights from yesterday's game, get you all caught up, and then later on we'll take a look at the pitching matchup a bit closer, the starting lineups, and then the first pitch on a cloudy but warm day here in Sugar Land, Texas.
Hi, this is manager Kevin Baez, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital in Bayshore is the healthcare heart of our community. We provide outstanding healthcare right here at home with centers of excellence in cardiology, orthopedics, neurosciences, women's health services, and much more. Experience counts, and North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital has been around for nearly a century of care. For more information, please call 631-968-3000 or visit us on the web at www.nslij.com.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
Back here at Constellation Field as the Long Island Ducks get set to take on the Sugar Land Skeeters in the finale of a 6-game series that began on Tuesday night, and we'll have the same rematch on the mound tonight as was the case on Tuesday with righty Ian Marshall opposing righty Josh Gear. First, let's recap yesterday's game, a 4-3 loss for the Ducks. It did not start well for Long Island as Andrew Barbosa, who has been dominant this year, gave up 2 runs in the opening inning as Denny Almonte reached on a bunt single and Willie Taveras followed with a 2-run home run to left. Third of the year for Taveras, and it gave the Skeeters a 2-0 lead. But the Ducks would rebound in the top half of the second inning, with Sean Gallagher on the mound. The former big leaguer allowed back-to-back singles to start the inning for Jose Morales and Richie Corona, and after Prentice Redmond popped up, Blake Davis singled to right to load the bases with 1 out. That would set the stage for the shortstop and 9-hitter Dan Lyons. The 0-1, Lyons swings, pops this one in the air down the right field line. Long run out for the second baseman, so on his way to the right fielder, Young, and Young makes a sliding try. He can't get it. It drops in fair. Morales will score. The other runners move up. It's a bloop RBI single down the right field line for Dan Lyons. The Ducks are on the scoreboard, and they close to within 2-1. So Lyons with his 32nd run batted in made it a 2-1 game, and then Brian Sabatella came up and tied the score. 3-2 pitch, and Sabatella takes low for ball 4. Good at bat for Brian Sabatella. He draws his second walk of the game. It will force home a run, and the Ducks have tied the game at 2. So Sabatella with the bases loaded walk, his 27th RBI, and all of a sudden we were tied at 2 apiece. A good response for the Ducks. In the third inning, the Ducks had a runner at third base with 2 out for Richie Corona, who took a breaking ball up and outside. Looked like it was ball 4, but home plate umpire Eric Davis called strike 3. That would end that threat. And in the bottom half of the third inning, Willie Taveras led off with a solo home run to left, his second of the game, 4th of the year, and Sugar Land had the lead back at 3-2. Long Island again missed out on a tough call in the 4th inning with 2 on and 1 out. Brian Sabatella hit a ground ball to short. Looked like he had potentially beat it out at first base for a 6-4 fielder's choice. However, Greg Orris, the first base umpire, said that he was out, a 6-4 3-double play. That inning was over, and in the bottom half of the 4th inning, Sugar Land added an insurance run on a walk to Kevin Russo, and after he was moved to second, an RBI single to left for Patrick Palmero. So it was 4-2 Skeeters. After 4 innings of play, the Ducks would close to within 1 in the 6th inning. when Reggie Corona opened the inning with a walk. Prentice Redmond popped out, fouled to third, and Blake Davis hit into a 4-6 fielder's choice. However, Davis would move to second on a wild pitch by the pitcher at that point, who was former Duck Derek Blacksher, after 2 scoreless innings of relief from Corey Van Allen, and up came Lions once again. Here's the 1-0 to Lions. Breaking ball, line into left center field. That's a base hit. It's going to split the outfielders and go to the wall. Davis rounds third. He will score. Lions going to second. He's going to turn second and try for 3. The throw in from Almonte is not going to be in time. Lions standing up with an RBI triple. His 3rd hit of the game has brought the Ducks to within 1 at 4-3. So Dan Lyons with the RBI triple made it a 4-3 ball game. However, Sabatella grounded out to third to end that threat. And then the big play came in the 7th inning. Again, Delta Cleary Jr. opened the inning with a single to center. Lou Ford a single to left. 2 on, nobody out for Randy Ruiz. Well, Ruiz hit a pop-up in the air down the right field line. A long run in for Delwyn Young, who went into a dive and appeared to trap the ball in right field. And so on the play, Ford had already gone to second. Cleary Jr. had started to make his way to third, but then had to stop and turn back. However, not enough time for Ford to turn and try and make it back to first base. And instead it ended up being a double play where Ford was doubled off at first base. The Ducks couldn't believe it. They thought clearly from every vantage point that it was a clear trap by Delwyn Young. Here in the broadcast booth, we took a look at the replay on ESPN3, and it was clear as day that that ball fell about 2 or 3 feet in front of Delwyn Young and was trapped by the right fielder. You can head to quackofthebat.wordpress.com right now. Look at today's blog post, and there is a screenshot of the play. The ball clearly was trapped, and had that play been called correctly, the bases would have been loaded with nobody out for Long Island, most likely, and Jose Morales coming to the plate, in which case a fly ball would have likely tied the game at 4. Instead, the Ducks ended up having a runner at second base with 2 out. John Brownell, who was coaching at first base at the time, argued with Greg Orris, the first base umpire. He was ejected from the game. Kevin Baez also argued. Lou Ford was very upset and threw his helmet towards the dugout after the play was officially ruled. He, though, and Baez did not get ejected from the game. But a big play in the contest. The Ducks ended up not scoring that inning, and Long Island still trailed by a count of 4-3. In the 8th inning, the Ducks went in order, and in the 9th inning, Brian Sabatella opened the inning with a single, went to second on a ground out by Delta Cleary Jr. This was all against John Lujan, the closer for the Skeeters. But Lou Ford struck out looking on a pitch he felt was off the outside corner, and Randy Ruiz grounded his second to end the game. The Skeeters won it by a count of 4-3. The final totals from the game: 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Skeeters, who left 7, 3 runs, 12 hits, 1 error for the Ducks, who left 10. That was another big story. The Ducks leaving 10 runners on base in the game, including at least 1 in every inning except the 8th. So the Ducks certainly have a lot of blame to go on themselves, in addition to some of the calls in the game. But the Ducks missing out on several opportunities throughout against Sean Gallagher, who lasted just 3 innings, and then the Skeeters bullpen, who threw 6 innings of 1-run ball after that point. John Lujan ends up getting the save, his 7th of the year. Corey Van Allen, who threw 2 innings of relief for Gallagher, gets the win to improve to 4-1. And for the first time in 8 starts, the Ducks lose a game in which Andrew Barbosa starts. Barbosa's first loss of the year, he falls to 4-1. The game took 2 hours and 56 minutes in front of 6,406 here at Constellation Field. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll look at the pitching matchup, the starting lineups, and the first pitch between the Ducks and the Skeeters.
Hi, this is Bud Harrelson, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/Ducks Baseball.
North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital in Bayshore is the healthcare heart of our community. We provide outstanding healthcare right here at home with centers of excellence in cardiology, orthopedics, neurosciences, women's health services, and much more. Experience counts, and North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital has been around for nearly a century of care. For more information, please call 631-968-3000 or visit us on the web at www.nslij.com.
Few places on earth offer the charm and excitement of Fire Island. At Fire Island Ferries, located conveniently at 99 Maple Avenue in Bayshore, they offer convenient travel to Fire Island 7 days a week. Fire Island is quickly becoming a top destination for families of all ages. Experience the informal, carefree communities, the dazzling night scene, enjoy fine dining, or climb to the top of one of the tallest lighthouses in the United States. But there's only one way to get there: by calling Fire Island Ferries at 631-665-3600 today. For fare and scheduling information, please visit fireislandferries.com.
today's national anthem here at Constellation Field by a representative of Constellation Energy, the naming rights partner of this ballpark, which is in its 4th year of existence, opened in 2012. It's also Candlelighters Night here at Constellation Field. The Skeeters wearing special lime green jerseys, and there's a jersey auction going on to benefit the Candlelighters Childhood Family Alliance, which helps supports families of children with cancer, and their theme tonight is Strike Out Kids Cancer. So a very nice touch by the Skeeters here tonight. And a good pitching matchup. Right-hander Josh Gear starting for the Skeeters. He is 2-1 with a 1.98 ERA through 7 starts this season. Got the win here on Tuesday night with 6 shutout innings. Gave up just 7 hits and struck out 7 in the 2-1 Skeeters win. He'll be opposed by righty Ian Marshall, who also started that game and took the hard luck loss. He allowed just 2 runs over 7 innings. Gave up 8 hits and a walk while striking out 2, but he suffered his 3rd loss of the year to fall to 3-3. He's still got a 2.51 ERA, though, through 10 starts on the season. And continuing to dominate on the mound, it is now 7 consecutive starts for him in which he has allowed 2 earned runs or less. Here's the starting lineup that Josh Gear will face for the Ducks tonight. It is right fielder Brian Sabatella leading things off. Batting second, playing left field, Delta Cleary Jr. And in the 3 spot back at center field is Lou Ford. Randy Ruiz is the DH. He bats in the cleanup spot. John Griffin is at first base hitting 5th. Cody Puckett, the third baseman, bats 6th. Hitting in the 7th spot of the order is the second baseman, Reggie Corona. Mike Blank does the catching this evening and will bat 8th. And rounding out the order for the Ducks is the shortstop, and that is Dan Lyons. So we are just about ready to begin here on this Sunday evening, the first day here in Sugar Land that we do not have sun out at game time. It is cloudy skies overhead, an overcast day, but another warm day. And the first pitch misses low and outside for ball 1. We are underway at about 5:07 local time here in Texas, 6:07 if you're joining us back on Long Island. The 1-0, Sabatella takes the fastball. It misses outside again. It's now 2 balls and no strikes. Sabatella hitting from the right side as the wind blows in lightly from right center field towards the left field line. The 2-0, that's in for a strike at the knees, and the count goes to 2-1. Lights are not on, despite the overcast skies up above. The 2-ball, 1-strike pitch. Fastball just catches a piece of the inside corner for a strike, and that'll even the count at 2-2. Light crowd on hand here today, much smaller than the last 2 nights, in which over 6,000 were here. Breaking ball just missing inside again is Sabatella. Gear thought he had strike 3, but the count full now at 3-2. Sabatella hitting .304 with a home run and 27 runs batted in. Payoff pitch. Sabatella swings, lines it into right field. Delwyn Young is right there, barely had a move. He'll make the catch, and that's the first out here in the top of the first inning. Ducks going with the alternate orange jerseys here today. Very colorful out in the field today, with the Ducks wearing the bright orange and the Skeeters wearing the bright lime green with a blue Skeeters logo on the front. Those special jerseys that will be auctioned off during the game. Tables on the concourse right behind us here in the press box, which fans can go up, place their bids on jerseys, and try and win a game-worn jersey by their favorite Skeeter. So 1 out, the base is empty. Here is Delta Cleary Jr. And first pitch, breaking ball line into center field. On the run, Denny Almonte. He'll make the running grab about belt high. Good swing, good contact by Delta Cleary Jr., but that one caught by Almonte as the ball hung up there just a bit too long, and there are 2 away. Along with Almonte in the outfield, you have Delwyn Young in right and Johan Lamonta in left. On the infield, it's Patrick Palmero at third, Kevin Russo the shortstop, Amadeo Zazueta at second, Travis Scott at first, and Chris Wallace doing the catching. Those same 8, as was the case in yesterday's game. And of course, the starter is righty Josh Gear, making his 8th start of the season. First pitch to Lou Ford, misses low and inside for ball 1. Ford, the 3-hitter and center fielder, who enters with a 20-game on-base streak, the longest by a Duck this season, one better than Prentice Redmond's 19-game streak. 1-0 missed up and inside, almost caught him on the left side of the jersey. And the count 2-0 on Ford. Atlantic League leading .345 batting average, same in the RBI department with 49, has 6 home runs, and the 2-0 fastball missed the outside corner for ball 3. Ducks looking for their first base runner of the evening. And the 3-0 pitch to Ford, taken all the way for a strike. Gear poured that one down the middle. Ford taking with the count of 3-0 as expected. And now the 3-1 pitch. Ford swings, lines this one into left field, a base hit. fielded by Lamonta, and he will fire it back in. And there is the first hit of the ball game as Lou Ford extends his on-base streak to 21 consecutive games. So the runner at first with 2 away, and that will bring up Randy Ruiz, who uses the bright red bat at home plate. He's had a pretty good series to this point, and he'll come up with the runner at first and 2 away. Gear from the stretch, first pitch, and Ruiz takes a fastball over the outside corner for strike 1. Ruiz yesterday was 1 for 5, but was robbed of a hit on a call by the first base umpire Greg Orris, which we talked about during the pregame show. The 0-1. Ruiz lines one into left field. Lamonta won't be able to get it. That will drop for a base hit. Ford goes to second. He'll stop right there. And back-to-back 2-out singles for the Ducks as Ford and Ruiz both single to left field. The 3-4 punch of Lou Ford and Randy Ruiz, arguably the most potent 3-4 punch in the Atlantic League this year, especially with a guy like Blake Galen getting signed from the Barnstormers. You really can't find another 3-4 combo in the league that is as strong. Gets as many hits, drives in as many runs. Here's John Griffin to the plate, and he'll take the first pitch low and outside for ball 1. A chance to put the Ducks on the scoreboard with 2 on and 2 out. Griffin at .252 on the year, 9 homers, 42 runs batted in. Gear from the belt. The 1-0, and Griffin takes a fastball up and outside for ball 2. Skeeters righty has been falling behind in counts here in the early going. And good hitters count here for John Griffin at 2 balls and no strikes. Ford takes his lead at second, Ruiz at first. The 2-0, and Griffin takes the fastball downstairs for ball 3. Another out of the zone would load up the bases with 2 men out, and Cody Puckett waiting in the on-deck circle for Long Island, fresh off of his day off yesterday. Both Griffin and Puckett had the night off last night, with Ruiz playing at first base and Blake Davis playing at third. 2 on, 2 out, no score, top of the first inning. And the 3-0 from Josh Gear to John Griffin is low and outside for ball 4. So 3 straight have reached for the Ducks with 2 out in the inning. It is a Municipal Credit Union walk with a purpose. Every time a Ducks batter walks, the Quacker Jack Foundation wins. Ruiz moves down to second. Lou Ford moves to third. And the bases are loaded with 2 down for the Ducks. And up to the plate will step Cody Puckett, the 6-hitter and third baseman for Long Island. Gear gets the sign and comes set on the mound. First pitch on the way, and Puckett takes a breaking ball that's on the outside corner for strike 1. So a good start to the at-bat for Gear. Puckett at .283 on the season, has hit 4 home runs, and has driven in 22. 0-1 pitch, and Puckett swings, lines one in the air to right, fairly well hit, but playable for Delwyn Young, who drifts back and makes the catch. And so the Ducks threaten what has been the case many times throughout this series. They're unable to push across the run. No runs, 2 hits, a walk, 3 left for the Ducks. We go to the bottom half of the first inning, no score at Constellation Field.
Hey fans, this is outfielder and hitting coach Lou Ford, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Beautify your patio, walkway, driveway, or pool surround with Nicoloc paving stones and walls. Nicoloc's specially formulated paver shield offers extra surface wear protection and color enhancement throughout the thickness of the paver. Paver shield guarantees that your pavers will look great for years to come. Bring home the elegance with Nicoloc. Visit the Nicoloc Design Center, Sunrise Highway, Lindenhurst, or Nicoloc.com.
Let Nicoloc Pavers, let Nicoloc Pavers pave your way.
Enjoy the ultimate VIP fan experience at Bethpage Ballpark this season by taking in a Ducks game from the brand new Trout Town Fan Can. Presented by Roscoe Beer Company, the Fan Can is available for rental at all Ducks home games. It features 12 Dream Seat theater-style padded seats, beverage holders, an air-conditioned atmosphere, and an incredible view of the game. Packages are now available with food and beverage included. To reserve your Fan Can outing today, call the Ducks Group Sales Department at 631-940-3825. The Trout Town Fan Can at Bethpage Ballpark. Your VIP experience has arrived. Well, the Ducks get 3 straight batters to reach base with 2 outs in the top of the first inning, but Cody Puckett pops out to right to end the threat. And so we're scoreless as we go to the bottom of the first inning. Ian Marshall on the mound for the Ducks. Here is the lineup that he'll face for the Skeeters. Denny Almonte will lead off. He is the center fielder. Batting second, serving as the DH, Willie Taveras. Delwin Young is in right field hitting third, and the cleanup hitter is the first baseman, Travis Scott. Batting fifth, playing shortstop, Kevin Russo. Hitting sixth and in left field is Johan Lamanta. Chris Wallace will do the catching and bat seventh. Hitting eighth, playing third base is Patrick Palmero. And rounding out the order is the second baseman, Amadeo Zazueta. So we go to the bottom of the first inning, and Ian Marshall will try and set down the Skeeters quickly after the Ducks are able to threaten but cannot plate the game's first run. It's been a bit of a problem in this series for the Ducks so far. They left 10 men on base in the opener of the series. They left 10 men on base here yesterday. Now the first pitch is low and inside for ball one. All 5 games of this series have been decided by just 1 run. And the Ducks have lost 4 of those 5, including 3 straight. Be a 1-0 here to Denny Almonte. And this pitch misses low and inside. Marshall now behind 2-0. And if you go back and think about it, the game in which the Ducks won 5-4, they were aided by a 2-out 9th inning error by Delwin Young that kept the game alive, and Long Island rallied for 3 runs and won the game 5-4. Had that error not happened, the Ducks might be trying to avoid an 0-6 series here in Texas. 2-0 from Marshall. And he misses low again. So Ian Marshall with 3 straight out of the zone to start off this at bat. And Denny Almonte trying to reach base here in the bottom of the first inning. Cody Puckett plays in on the grass at third. The 3-0 pitch. That's a fastball over the outside corner for strike one. Almonte hitting just .203 on the year, 5 homers and 15 runs batted in. Marshall winds and fires, and Almonte takes a breaking ball on the outside corner at the knees. Good pitch from the Ducks right-hander. And the count goes full at 3-2. Puckett now moves back and plays well off the bag at third with the lefty hitter. Payoff pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. Nice job by Ian Marshall. Fell behind 3-0 in the count, came back with 2 called strikes, and then blew the fastball by Almonte. First strikeout for Marshall, 1 away. Talked about it right before the game. Marshall's last 7 starts, he has allowed 2 earned runs or less. However, in that span has a 1-3 record. Has not really been given a ton of run support in that stretch. That's been a big reason why. His last win coming June 6th in a 7-1 victory at Camden. That was his longest start of the year as he went 8 innings of 1-run ball. First pitch fastball over the outside corner for strike 1 to Willie Taveras, who had a big day yesterday. Doubled his home run total from 2 to 4 with 2 long balls up onto the Wells Fargo Picnic Plaza in left. 0-1. Fastball missed low and outside. And that'll leave the count at 1-1 on Taveras, who is now hitting .262 on the season. 4 homers, as we mentioned, 13 runs batted in. .01. Fastball just missed a little bit up and inside. And that'll run the count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. This is a big game for both sides in terms of their playoff hopes at clinching the first half title in their respective divisions. On the outside corner for a strike from Marshall to count 1-2. Southern Maryland won both games of a doubleheader today over the Somerset Patriots in Bridgewater, New Jersey. So we'll tell you what that means in terms of the standings after the 1 ball, 2 strike pitch from Marshall to Taveras. Righty comes set, looks in for the sign from Mike Blank. And the 1-2, breaking ball low and outside. With the 2 wins for Southern Maryland, they have now improved to 4.5 games over the Skeeters in the Freedom Division standings. And a Sugar Land loss today would make it 5 games. And the Skeeters have just 6 games remaining in the half after today, so they would have to win out to have a chance at winning the first half Freedom Division title. 2-2, ground ball left side. The backhand stopped by shortstop Dan Lyons. His throw to first in time to retire the speedy Taveras. Nice play by Lyons, and that's the second out here in the bottom of the first inning. As for the Ducks, The 2 losses for the Somerset Patriots mean Long Island has closed to within 4 games in the Liberty Division standings, and a win for the Ducks would cut it to 3.5 games. And technically the Ducks still have 8 games remaining. They have a 7-game homestand coming up, the last 3 of which are coming against the Somerset Patriots. But the Ducks also have that 1 suspended game from May 18th against Lancaster, and if the Ducks finish either a half game up or a half game back, that suspended game could prove to be very, very large. First pitch misses outside for ball 1 to Delwyn Young. 2 down, the bases empty here in the bottom of the first, no score. So a win for the Ducks means that they close to within 3.5. A loss means they fall back to 4.5. And for the Skeeters, a win means they are at 4 games back. A loss means they are at 5 back. The 1-0. Fastball over at the knees for a strike. On the inside quarter to Young, the count 1-1. So a big game for both of these teams. Ducks also trying to salvage the finale of this series and end a 3-game losing skid. The 1-1. Fastball missed up high. And the count goes to 2-1. This is the first series that the Ducks will have lost since they lost 2 of 3 to the Bridgeport Bluefish May 12th through the 14th. Again, the suspended game in Lancaster cannot determine whether or not the Ducks lost that series or if that series will be tied. As Young pops one up a mile high in the air, third base side. Cody Puckett crosses into foul territory. Now comes back towards the line, makes the catch in foul ground. And a good start for Ian Marshall as he retires the Skeeters in order in the bottom of the first. So we'll move to the second here at Constellation Field. The Ducks and the Skeeters scoreless in the finale of this 6-game set.
Hi, this is pitcher John Brownell, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Start by attending a free MCU home buying seminar. Then speak with one of our loan specialists who will guide you through the loan process. With an affordable mortgage from Municipal Credit Union, Home Sweet Home will be a little sweeter. Call 212-238-3521 or visit nymcu.org to apply for your mortgage today. Municipal Credit Union. Strong, trusted, growing. Municipal Credit Union is an equal housing opportunity lender.
M&V Limousines is the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks. Family owned and operated, they've been in the business for over 23 years. M&V Limousines offers coach buses with Wi-Fi and restrooms, party buses, exotic limousines, and so much more. Whether you're looking for transportation for weddings, proms, corporate outings, or long-distance trips, they've got the right vehicle for you. Visit their showroom in Comac or check them out online at mvlimo.com. M&V Limousines, the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks.
We head to the second inning here in Sugar Land, Texas. The Ducks and the Skeeters scoreless after 1 inning of play. The Ducks and Municipal Credit Union have teamed up again this season to present the Walk with a Purpose promotion. Every time a Long Island Ducks player walks, Municipal Credit Union will make a donation to the Quacker Jack Foundation. Municipal Credit Union serving members since 1916. So the Ducks threatened in their half of the first inning. Ultimately were not able to score. Ian Marshall shut down the Skeeters in order 1-2-3 in the bottom half of the inning. And it'll be Richie Corona leading things off for the Ducks here in inning number 2. He'll be followed by Mike Blank and Dan Lyons. First pitch is a fastball over the outside corner for strike 1 from Josh Gear. And the count goes to 0-1. Corona enters with a .314 batting average, and the 0-1 from Gear on the way is inside. Fastball missed, even the count at 1-1. Corona with 1 home run. He has driven in 24 runs. The 1-1 on the way. And Corona takes the breaking ball that is in at the belt for a strike. Laid off it, thought it might be a bit up in the zone, but it drops in for a strike 2 from Gear. Allowed 2 hits and a walk with 2 outs in the first, but got Cody Puckett to pop out to right to end the threat. And now the 1-2 on the way. Breaking ball missed low and outside. Home plate umpire for tonight's game is Greg Orris, the first base umpire who drew the ire from the Ducks in yesterday's game. Eric Davis is over at third base. He too was, as this pitch misses up and outside for ball 2. Neither side was a fan of his strike zone in last night's game, and Ryan Moorhead is the other umpire for today's game. He's around at first. Payoff pitch now to Corona. The 3-2 on the way, and it's swung on and missed for strike 3. A good fastball over the outer part of the plate. Gear got it past him for his first strikeout. Corona retired for the first out of the inning. Josh Gear enters with a 2-1 record and a 1.98 ERA in 7 starts, pitching in his home state. He is from Forney, Texas. 32 years old, 6'3", 195 pounds. Played his college baseball near here at Rice University as Mike Blank fouls it off. He started at Navarro College in Corsicana, Texas. Was drafted in the 19th round of the 2003 draft by the Tampa Bay Rays, the Devil Rays at the time. And then in 2005, after spending time at Rice University, was drafted in the 3rd round by the San Diego Padres and made it up to the big leagues with the Padres in 2008 and 2009. 0-1 over the inside corner to Mike Blank at the knees. He thought it was a bit low, but it is strike 2. All right, so the count is 0-2. Kicking the pitch on the way, Blank takes a breaking ball low and outside for ball 1. Didn't mention this in the first inning, but when he walked John Griffin with 2 out, that was the first walk he has allowed in his last 4 starts. The 1-2 is a breaking ball cut on and missed for strike 3. So back-to-back strikeouts for Josh Gear, quickly 2 away here in the second. Last time Gear walked a batter was way back on June 5th against the York Revolution. He walked 1 in that start, 1 in his start on May 31st, and 1 in his first start on May 19th. That has been it. 3 walks in 36 1/3 innings entering today's ball game. So it has been an incredible start in terms of not allowing any free passes, but he walks 1 here in the first inning. Here's Dan Lyons to the plate. First pitch is a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. Lyons, the 9-hitter and shortstop at .314 on the season, 4 home runs, and 33 runs batted in. 0-1, breaking ball, and that missed a bit up and inside. That'll leave the count at 1-1. Kicking the pitch on the way, breaking ball grounded towards third, gobbled up there by Patrick Palmero, and his throw to first in time to retire Lyons. So a good bounce back inning for Gear, who didn't allow a run in the first but allowed 3 to reach with 2 outs, and here retires the Ducks 1-2-3. We go to the bottom half of the second inning. It is Long Island 0 and Sugarland 0.
Hi, this is shortstop Dan Lyons. You can follow me on Twitter at @TheDannyLyons, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
The results are in. Thousands of PSEG Long Island customers participated in our energy efficiency programs, saving nearly $35 million. Being energy efficient helps our environment, too. Together, we've eliminated 21,000 cars worth of emissions in 2014. Thank you, Long Island. We're all making a difference. Discover how we're improving every day to bring you better service at www.pseglyny.com/efficiency.
Have your birthday at the ballpark this season and celebrate with the flock. Kona Ice birthday party packages with the Long Island Ducks are now available. Each package includes 10 box seats, a commemorative birthday t-shirt and autographed baseball, a pizza and Kona Ice party in the Hebrew National Picnic area, and so much more. Best of all, the birthday child will stand on the dugout while the entire crowd sings happy birthday. Reserve your party today by calling the group sales department at 631-940-3825. Kona Ice birthday parties with the Long Island Ducks, a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Bottom of the second inning, no score, Ducks and the Skeeters. It is time for today's injury report, today's health report, which is brought to you by Island Shore Physical Therapy, the official therapist of the Long Island Ducks. Everybody in the active roster for the Ducks healthy and available. For manager Kevin Baez, in terms of the position players, the Ducks have 3 players currently out with injuries, though, that are not on the active roster. Eric Kamatsu's on the disabled list. He is suffering from an elbow injury. And on the inactive list, Sergio Perez has an oblique strain, and Carmine Giardina a shoulder impingement. Skeeters with 2 players out on the disabled list right now. Todd Jennings, a catcher, and Matt Maloney, a pitcher. First pitch fastball is over the outside corner for strike 1 from Ian Marshall to Travis Scott. Marshall retired the side in order in the bottom of the first inning, and Josh Gear just did the same in the top of the second. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball over the inside corner for strike 2. Good movement on that curveball from Ian Marshall. 0-2 on Scott, who's hitting .231 with 2 homers and 17 runs batted in. 0-2. Lifted in the air to left, well hit, going back. Delta Cleary Jr. He turns, he looks, and this is off the base of the wall. Scott will round first, he will go to second, and he'll pull in there safely with a leadoff double. There's the first hit of the game for Sugar Land. Scott with 2 strikes on him, got a pitch up and out over the plate. And Ian Marshall did a great job, or check that, Scott did a great job of driving it the opposite way, out of the reach of Cleary Jr., who was shaded over towards left center with a lefty hitter at the plate. No chance for him to get that ball. Unfortunately for Marshall, it died enough where it didn't have a chance to go over the wall. So the runner at second with nobody out for the Skeeters. And up to the plate steps Kevin Russo, the shortstop and 5-hitter. First pitch from Marshall. And Russo grounds one to the right side. Right there, Ricci Corona. He'll throw over to first for the out, but Russo gets the job done. He moves Scott over to third base. And although he won't get credit for the sacrifice, he does exactly what's asked of him. Get the runner to third with less than 2 outs. That way, with Johan Lamonta coming to the plate, a fly ball could potentially give the Skeeters a 1-0 lead. So the runner at third base with 1 out. Here is Johan Lamonta to the plate. 6-hitter and left fielder for the Skeeters, batting from the left side. Scott is not the most fleet of foot at third. He's just 2 for 2 in the stolen base department this year. So will have to be a deep enough fly ball to get him home from third. First pitch to Lamonta. Fastball over the outside corner for strike 1. Lamonta hitting .205 on the year, 4 homers, and has driven in 15. Marshall set at the belt, the 0-1. Line foul back behind the plate, just off to the screen on the third base side. So the count is 0-2. Ducks infield is in on the corners. Cody Puckett way off the bag at third, and John Griffin in at first. Corona and Lyons are about halfway at second and short. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball, fouled over the screen and up above our heads behind home plate. Up on the roof here at Constellation Field. So the count remains 0-2 on Lamonta. Scott will take his lead from third with 1 out in the inning, no score. Marshall's 0-2 on the way. Lamonta takes the fastball up and out of the zone. He would not chase. The count 1 ball and 2 strikes. From the stretch, the 1-2 on the way from the right-hander. And Lamonta takes the breaking ball, lines it into left center field for a base hit. Scott will come home to score from third. Cleary Jr. fires it back in. It's an RBI single from Johan Lamonta. The Skeeters on the board first, and they lead it 1-0. For Lamonta, his 16th run batted in of the season. And for Scott, his 23rd run. And so Sugar Land manufacturing the run, the double, the ground out to the right side, and then the single to left has put Sugar Land on top. It's now 3 straight games in which the Skeeters have scored the first run of the contest. And in 5 of the 6 games in this series, Sugar Land has scored first. First pitch on the way to Chris Wallace, and the breaking ball misses low and outside for ball 1. Wallace batting in the 7th spot, hitting .263 on the year, leads the team with 6 homers and has driven in 28 runs. The 1-0, ground ball up the third base line, foul. Grabbed by a fan, leaning over the side of the stands. That curl in towards home plate down the third base line, and the count of 1-1. It's 325 feet down the left field line to the elevated wall. That is about 15 or so feet high with the picnic plaza on top. 405 feet to straightaway center. And 348 feet down the right field line. It is very deep to right and center field here at Constellation Field. Definitely a pitcher's park. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. And Wallace swings and misses at a breaking ball diving down in the zone. Good pitch from Marshall. And the count goes to 1-2. So Sugar Land continuing to give the Ducks fits. 5 of 6 games now they have scored the first run of the game. The only game that the Ducks scored first, they ended up losing in 11 innings, 8-7. 1-2, runner goes from first. The pitch is low and outside, no throw to second. Too good of a jump for Johan Lamonta, who had no stolen bases prior to that. No attempts either, so that is his first. And it is now a runner at second with 1 out. It'll be a 2-ball, 2-strike pitch coming from Marshall to Wallace. Skeeters have been using their speed in this series. The Ducks really haven't been stealing too many bases at all. Pitch on the way, it hits Wallace in the back. A hard fastball caught him in the back, and he went down quickly. Now he has gotten up and will head to first base. That could not have felt too good for Chris Wallace. A hard fastball that caught him in the back. Looked like the lower back. Definitely not anything Marshall wanted to do, but you could hear the sound from up here, and he seems to be all right. He'll stay in the game. And no visit at all from the Skeeters trainer, Max Mahaffey. High fly ball into left field. Delta Cleary Jr. ranging back deep left field. And in front of the warning track, he'll make the catch. Lamonta will stay put at second base. So first pitch swinging, Patrick Palmero hits a deep drive to left. But it dies on the warning track. That's the second out of the inning. So 2 down, 2 on. And Marshall trying to avoid any further trouble here in the bottom of the second inning. Lamonta at second, Wallace at first, and here's the 9-hitter and second baseman, Amadeo Zazueta. First pitch on the way, fastball is over the outside corner for strike 1. Zazueta had 263 on the year with no home runs and 13 runs batted in. You know, 1 from the right-hander, set at the belt, kicks, comes home, and Zazueta lifts it in the air to right. Ryan Sabatella drifts back, lines it up, makes the catch, and Marshall avoids further trouble. Skeeters get on the board, though. They get a run on 2 hits, no errors, and leave 2. And after 2 innings here in Sugar Land, it is the Skeeters 1 and the Ducks nothing.
Hey fans, this is first baseman John Griffin, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
James Simmons is going back. He is looking up, and on in the park night, that one is gone and reaches a kennel in Central Islip.
That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappie's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappie's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quackerjack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappie's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappie's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
We head to the third here in Sugar Land. The Ducks in an early 1-0 hole. And Ducks fans discover the difference at Huntington Honda and find Long Island's all-star lineup of over 1,200 new Hondas. Huntington Honda steps up to the plate to treat every customer with no pressure, respect, and Grand Slam service after the sale. Discover the difference in a winning buying experience at HuntingtonHondaCars.com. And then visit Huntington Honda on Jericho Turnpike just east of Route 110. So each team with 2 hits in the game. Johan Lamonta's RBI single, the difference so far. And Long Island will send the top three in their order back to the plate here in the third. It'll be Sabatella, Cleary Jr., and Ford against Josh Gear, who ran into some trouble with 2 outs in the first inning, but retired the side in order in inning number 2. So here is Sabatella to lead off. He bats from the right side. The first pitch on the way from Gear is a fastball over the outside corner for strike 1. Sabatella flew out to right in his first trip to the plate. Here's the 0-1. Fastball just catches a piece of the outside corner. Sabatella thought it was low and outside. And the count quickly 0-2 in favor of Gear. From the stretch, the 0-2 pitch on the way, and Sabatella takes a curveball that missed outside. So the count now goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. The wind and the pitch on the way is a breaking ball. It's a little bit high. The Skeeters thought they had strike 3. The home plate umpire, who tonight is Greg Orris, started to make a move but then did not make the call. And now the 2-2 to Sabatella, swung and grounded towards third. Fielded on a few hops by Palmero, and his throw to first is in time for the out. So Sabatella now 0 for 2 in the game, and that's the first out of the third. And that makes him 6 of 18 here in the series.
Delta Cleary Jr.
So 1 down, base is empty. That'll bring Delta Cleary Jr. to the plate. 5 straight have been retired now by Gear. First pitch on the way from the righty. Breaking ball misses the outside corner for ball 1. Cleary Jr. hit the first pitch. He saw it well to center field. A hard line drive, but hung up there just long enough for Almonte to make the running catch. The 1-0. That's in the outside corner for a strike. Now leaving the count at 1-1. Cleary Jr. 5 of 17 in this series. 2 RBIs, 2 runs, and 3 walks. And here he pops one in the air down the left field line, slicing foul. And this will go out of play into the first row of seats. Oh, what a barehanded catch by a fan in the front row. That is some grab. A fan in the front row, right before the seats curled towards home plate, reached back and made the catch with his bare right hand for the foul ball. And he's got himself a well-earned souvenir. 0-2 on the way to Cleary Jr. Breaking ball grounded foul, third base line. Just out of the reach of a fan leaning over the front row of seats. Along the left field line, ball flipped into the crowd, or tried to by Eric Davis, the home plate umpire yesterday, third base umpire today. But he missed the stands and hit the front concrete wall of the stands, and now flips it back in. 0-2. Fastball missed down and in. And it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes on the Ducks left fielder, with their center fielder Lou Ford waiting in the on-deck circle. 1-2 from Gear. Ground ball towards second. Gobbled up there by Amadeo Zazueta. Throws to first in time for the out. 2 batters, 2 ground outs, 2 away here in the top of the third inning. So Cleary Jr. now 5 of 18 in the series. Now with 2 away, that'll bring up Lou Ford, who singled to left in his first at-bat of the evening. Sun is trying to peek through the clouds here. We haven't really seen the sun much at all today. It's been mostly cloudy overhead after bright sunshine the first 5 days of this week. Lots of warm, humid weather. First pitch to Ford, ground ball towards short. Fielded on 2 hops by Russo, and his throw to first in time for the out. So the Ducks ground out to third, second, and short in the inning. For the second straight inning, Gear retires the Ducks 1-2-3. He has now set down 7 in a row since allowing 3 straight to reach with 2 outs in the first. We go to the bottom half of the third. Still the Skeeters 1 and the Ducks nothing.
Hey fans, this is outfielder Brian Sabatella, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/Ducks Baseball.
Spring into a new Honda at Huntington Honda and pay $59 a month for a new 2015 Honda Civic LX sedan. $59. So spring into Huntington Honda on Jericho Turnpike just east of Route 110 or huntingtonhondacars.com.
Huntington Honda, discover the difference.
Auto 24-month lease, total due at inception. Civic $31.90 includes bank fee, first month's payment, no security deposit. Taxes, DMV, title fees extra with excellent credit through HFS.
Baseball fans, the Long Island Ducks mobile app has officially arrived. Powered by Clear Vision apps, it's your one-stop shop for all things Ducks baseball. Buy tickets straight from your mobile device. Receive game status updates with push notifications. Check out up-to-the-minute news and scores and interact with the Ducks on social media. Best of all, it's free. Download the Ducks mobile app today by visiting the App Store on your Apple-powered device or Google Play on your Android-powered device. The Long Island Ducks mobile app, with you wherever you flock to. When Lou Ford grounded out to shortstop to end the top of the third inning, that was the 15th out of today's ball game. Did you know that a 15-minute phone call to Geico could save you 15% or more on your car insurance? Get a free quote today. Call 1-800-947-AUTO. It's 1-800-947-AUTO or visit geico.com. On to the bottom of the third inning. The Ducks in a 1-0 hole. Ian Marshall back on the mound. And his first pitch to Denny Almonte is a fastball that missed low and inside for ball one. Marshall retired the side in order in the first, gave up 2 hits and hit a batter in the second, allowed 1 run. Ducks have yet to plate a run here today. And the 1-0 to Almonte is on the outside corner for strike one. Good fastball. Right-hander looks in for the sign, comes set. Here's the 1-1. Ground ball up the first base line. What a diving stop by John Griffin, and he'll step on the bag for the out. An outstanding play from John Griffin to rob Denny Almonte of an extra base hit. And that is out number 1. Had to go into a quick full extension dive along the first base line and caught it in the webbing of that big first baseman's mitt on the short hop. An outstanding play for the Ducks first baseman. And that is out number 1. Skeeters started off this series playing very poorly defensively, have been better of late. The first pitch is popped foul behind the plate. First base side, now John Griffin chasing over, and in foul territory, Griffin will make the running catch. Looked like that was headed back behind the plate, but it drifted more towards the first base line in front of the Skeeters dugout. Griffin made the running grab. That's 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the third. Ducks of late have started to struggle a little bit defensively after starting off the series very well. Some key errors in the last couple games. So 2 down. Here is Delwyn Young to the plate, the switch hitter batting from the left side. Almonte and Taveras now both 0 for 2 on the evening. First pitch coming from Marshall. Fastball missed outside for ball 1. Young, a foul pop up to third his first time up. It's now 8 of 22 in the series, an average just under 380. The 1-0. Breaking ball is in for a called strike. Count 1-1. The Skeeters were really scuffling entering this series. They had lost 7 in a row, losing 3 on Long Island, 4 in Bridgewater, New Jersey against the Patriots. But have won 4 of 5 since coming home. The 1-1 popped up left field side. Along the line, Cody Puckett gives way to the shortstop, Dan Lyons, who right along the line will make the catch. They say it is in fair territory, so a good third inning for Ian Marshall as he retires the Skeeters 1-2-3 for the second time today. And we will head to the fourth here at Constellation Field. It is the Ducks trailing the Skeeters 1-2-0.
Hey fans, this is right-handed pitcher Mickey Janis, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Few places on earth offer the charm and excitement of Fire Island. At Fire Island Ferries, located conveniently at 99 Maple Avenue in Bay Shore, they offer convenient travel to Fire Island 7 days a week. Fire Island is quickly becoming a top destination for families of all ages. Experience the informal, carefree communities, the dazzling night scene, enjoy fine dining, or climb to the top of one of the tallest lighthouses in the United States. But there's only one way to get there, by calling Fire Island Ferries at 631-665-3600 today. For fare and scheduling information, please visit fireislandferries.com.
Hey Ducks fans, stay up to date with Long Island's hometown team by visiting Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks. Quack of the Bat will bring Ducks fans beyond the headlines with in-depth feature articles, breaking news stories, game previews, post-game wrap-ups, and so much more. Interact with the team during the entire season, through quotes directly from the players and coaches, as well as exclusive video clips and photos. Check out the blog today at quackofthebat.wordpress.com. Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks. On to the fourth inning we go. The Ducks in a 1-0 hole against the Sugarland Skeeters. It is time for today's fourth inning trivia, where we test your knowledge of the Long Island Ducks, the Atlantic League, and baseball as a whole. For today's question, we're going to test your Sugarland Skeeters knowledge, the knowledge of outfielder Denny Almonte, who back in 2007 was drafted with the 75th overall pick in that draft. It was one pick ahead of a very well-known major leaguer that is currently playing in the big leagues. The question, who is that player that was drafted with the 76th overall pick in the 2007 draft? First pitch is on the outside corner for strike one. Obviously, so many players in that draft, so we'll give you a couple hints to try and help out. Again, he is currently a big leaguer. The 0-1, lifted high in the air to right center field. Denny Almonte and Delwyn Young converging. And it is Almonte who makes the catch to retire Randy Ruiz. He is now 1 for 2 in the game. He singled his first time up. That's the first out of the fourth. He plays in the National League. So a National Leaguer that is currently playing in the major leagues, who was drafted with the 76th overall pick in the 2007 draft, one after Skeeters outfielder Denny Almonte. First pitch to John Griffin, misses outside for ball one. 8 straight batters have now been retired by the Skeeters right-hander Josh Gear. Now the 1-0, ground ball, weakly hit towards third. Patrick Palmero will field on a big hop, and his throw to first in time. So make it 9 in a row retired, and 2 away here in the fourth. Well, these two teams are both very good home teams. The Ducks 22-6 at home, and the Skeeters are 24-11 here at Constellation Field. Ducks on the road are an 18-15 team, not aided by this 1-4 start to this series. Meanwhile, the Skeeters are just 8-20 on the road this year. First pitch to Cody Puckett is a breaking ball over the inside corner for strike one. Obviously, Sugarland, every road trip they have to fly, whereas the Ducks' only road trip that they fly is here to Sugarland. The 0-1, Puckett swings, line drive towards short. Fielded on 2 hops by Kevin Russo. His throw to first in time for the out, and a third straight 1-2-3 inning for Josh Gear. He allowed 3 straight to reach with 2 outs in the first. The Ducks could not score, and he has set the side down in order in each of the last 3 innings. We go to the bottom half of the fourth inning. The Skeeters 1, the Ducks nothing.
Hey fans, this is Jose Morales, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DuckBaseball.
Hey, Ducks fans, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks is the Upsky Long Island Hotel in Hauppauge. It's centrally located on the north shore of Long Island and offers a home away from home for both business and leisure guests. The Upsky Long Island Hotel features an indoor pool, 24-hour business center, a fitness center, and complimentary Wi-Fi in all guest rooms. Enjoy the contemporary American cuisine at the Fountain Grill restaurant, or grab a quick bite to eat at Cafe Pronto. Best of all, it's only minutes from Bethpage Ballpark. The Upsky Long Island Hotel, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks. Call 231-1100 today. That's 631-231-1100.
Family fun every time. Beautiful evening for baseball. Big action every time. He reaches up, it's gone! Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season, and with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Back here for the bottom of the fourth inning, which means it's time for the answer to today's fourth inning trivia, where we test your knowledge of the Long Island Ducks, the Atlantic League, and baseball as a whole. Gave you the question in the top half of the fourth inning. Denny Almonte, the center fielder for the Skeeters, was drafted in 2007 with the 75th overall pick, 1 draft pick ahead of the of a certain player who is currently playing, as we told you, in the major leagues with a National League team. We wanted to know who it was. We'll give you one more hint for a last-second thought. He was drafted by the Miami Marlins, who at the time were the Florida Marlins. Any guess? Well, if you guessed Giancarlo Stanton, you would be correct. Although Stanton is technically injured right now, Giancarlo Stanton, the correct answer to the trivia question. He was drafted with the 76th overall pick that year. Obviously, Almonte for the Skeeters never ended up making it to the major leagues, peaked at AAA. Has 8 years of professional experience. Giancarlo Stanton now making history with his tape measure blasts for the Marlins, although he is now hurt, suffered a broken bone, so he is going to be out about 4 to 6 weeks. First pitch missed for ball one to Travis Scott, who doubled in his first at-bat to the base of the wall in left field. That was back in the second inning leading off, and later scored the 1-0. Ripped down the right field line, hooking, just foul. Another good swing by Scott, who has feasted on pitches up in the zone in this series. But he hooks that one foul down the right field line, and the count even had 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. Fastball missed low and inside. And the count now goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Marshall steps back up onto the rubber. He has worked 2 1-2-3 innings in this game. A good pitcher's duel again at the start between these two, who dueled here on Tuesday night in a 2-1 Skeeters win. The 2-1, ground ball foul, third base side. And the count is 2-2. We'll give you some updates on the out-of-town scoreboard here in this inning, get you caught up around the Atlantic League and the big leagues. And a bit of MLS action today on Rivalry Week, so we'll get you all those scores after this 2-2 pitch to Travis Scott, leading off in the bottom of the 4th. Kicking the pitch from Marshall, swung on it line, over first, fair, down the right field line, and Travis Scott will have another extra base hit. Sabatella to field in the corner, Scott will go to second, and he will stop right there with his second double of the ball game. Continues to feast on Ian Marshall here today, and for Travis Scott, his 12th double of the season, he is at second with nobody out. We talked a little bit earlier in the broadcast about why this is a big game for both of these teams. The Ducks with a chance to gain some ground, and Sugarland with a chance not to fall further back. Southern Maryland with a doubleheader sweep today of the Somerset Patriots in Bridgewater, New Jersey, to end Somerset's winning streak at 10 games. So now, I believe that's now 4 different teams, or 5 different teams that have won 10 in a row in the Atlantic League this year. And this pitch misses low and inside for ball 1. Game 1, the Blue Crabs won it by a count of 6-1. Brian Baker, the win, improved to 3-4. And R.J. Seidel, the loss, fell to 2-2. No save in the game. 3 home runs, we'll tell you them after the 1-0. And this pitch misses up and inside for ball 2. For Southern Maryland, they had 3. Zach Wilson, his 3rd, Jake Opitz, his 5th, and Casey Frawley, his 2nd. Then it was the Patriots falling 2-1 in game 2 to Southern Maryland. Jake Hale, his leading 8th win of the year. He improved to 8-2. The 2-0 inside to Russo, and Marshall's fallen behind 3-0. The loser, Lucas Irvine, fell to 3-5. Eric Cameron earned his 17th save of the year. Former Duck Anthony Vega hit his first home run of the season for the Blue Crabs. And Casey Frawley hit his 2nd for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs as well. So 5 home runs on the day for the Blue Crabs in their doubleheader sweep of the Patriots. 3-0. And Russo takes a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. Meanwhile, in Camden, New Jersey, the River Sharks and the Barnstormers split a doubleheader. All other 6 teams playing in the Atlantic League, aside from these 2, had doubleheaders today because of rainouts last night with some nasty weather up in the Northeast. 3-1. Marshall kicks, comes home, and this hit on the ground towards third. Cody Puckett will field, looks the runner back to second, and throws to first for the out. So a big first out there for Marshall. He keeps Travis Scott at second base. And Russo now 0 for 2 with 2 ground outs, 1 out in the inning. That'll bring up Johan Lamonta. Game 1 in Camden, the River Sharks with a 5-4 walk-off win with 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning. The winner was T.J. Chisholm in relief of Wes Torres. He improved to 1-1. Zach Jackson, the loss in relief of Joe Gardner, fell to 2-4. No save in the game. Anderson Feliz hit his second home run to lead the way for the Barnstormers. He had 4 RBIs. As this pitch misses downstairs for ball 1. Lamont, who had the RBI single back in the second, the difference in the game right now. As the Skeeters have the 1-0 lead. Scott leads at second with 1 out. The 1-0 pitch from Marshall. Breaking ball cut on and missed. A good changeup over the outside corner. Count 1-1. Game 2, the Barnstormers fought back and held off the River Sharks with a 4-3 win. Shunsuke Watanabe, the win, improved to 4-2. Bill Murphy, the loss, dropped to 1-8 on the season. And Marcus Walden picked up his first save. 1-1, line in a left center field again. On the run, Cleary Jr. and Ford. Neither will get it. It'll drop in for another base hit. Scott will round third and score. Lamonta goes to second. He'll stop right there. His second RBI hit of the game, both times driving home Travis Scott. And it is now the Skeeters in front by a count of 2-0. So Ian Marshall having a tough time against Travis Scott and Johan Lamonta, as they are now each 2 for 2. Scott has scored twice. Lamonta has driven him in both times. And for Lamonta, his 12th double of the season and 17th run batted in. So Sugarland now leads by 2. Their 4th hit of the game, and now Chris Wallace will step to the plate. First pitch on the way from Marshall, and Wallace takes a breaking ball downstairs for ball 1. New York Mets ended up picking up a 13-inning win in the continuation of their suspended game from yesterday over the Cincinnati Reds, and right now they're winning 6-2 in their scheduled game today, top half of the 8th inning. The 1-0, lined into right field. Brian Sabatella racing back, still on the run. He turns and looks. It's over his head, 1 hop off the wall. Lamonta will round third and score. Going to second and stopping there is Wallace with an RBI double, the 3rd double of the inning, given up by Ian Marshall. And it's now the Skeeters in front by 3. For Wallace's 11th double of the season, RBI number 29. Lamonta scoring his 16th run. And Sugarland taking advantage of Marshall, leaving way too many pitches up in the zone in this inning. He is leaving several pitches up and over the middle of the plate, and the Skeeters not missing. So Marshall has looked strong in 2 of his 4 innings so far tonight, but did not look great in the second and has not looked good here in the 4th. And Josh Gear has shut down the Ducks offense to this point after having a brief hiccup in the 1st inning. Here's Patrick Palmero to the plate, batting from the right side. The first pitch, that's way low and outside, gets off the glove of Mike Blank. And on the pitch down to the dirt, on his way to third goes Wallace. So as we mentioned, the Mets with a 6-2 lead. Steven Matz, the Long Island native, making his big league debut, has allowed 2 runs in 7 2/3 innings, but the bigger story has been his bat. 3 for 3 with 4 RBIs at the plate for Steven Matz in his big league debut. Curtis Granderson has also driven in a run. The Reds have 2 homers. Todd Frazier his 25th, Brandon Phillips his 5th. So unless the Mets bullpen falters, Matz will win his big league debut. The 1-0 grounded to the right side. Diving stop on the backhand by Griffin. Heading towards first, and he will tag Palmero for the out. So the runner staying put at third is Wallace as Palmero rounds out 3 unassisted. He is now 0 for 2, and with 2 away, that'll bring up Amadeus Zueta. Yankees fell in the series finale here in Houston 3-1 earlier today. The winner was Colin McHugh, who improved to 9-3. Michael Pineda, the loss, fell to 8-5, and the save went to Luke Gregerson, his 18th of the year. Gaddis and Castro drove in the 2 runs for Houston. Gardner, the RBI for the Yankees. First pitch here to Zazueta, a check swing. Blank wants an appeal to first. No swing, says Ryan Moorhead. And the count goes to 1-0. Runner at third with 2 down. The Ducks trail now 3-0 to the Skeeters, who are trying to win. The Skeeters trying to win their 4th in a row in this series. A 1-0. Check swing. Took inside. And the count 2 balls and no strikes. And the second edition of the Hudson Derby taking place for the first time at Yankee Stadium today. 48,047 attending the match, but it was the New York Red Bulls with 3 second-half goals, winning 3-1 over New York City FC. 2-0. Popped up foul behind the plate. Now the Red Bulls now 2-0 this season against their crosstown rivals. Tommy McNamara scored in the 6th minute for New York City FC, but the Red Bulls getting a goal in the 47th minute from Bradley Wright Phillips, the 52nd minute from Chris Duval, and the 73rd minute from Matt Miazga to win the match 3-1. 2-ball, 1-strike pitch from Marshall to Zazueta. Runner leads at third with 2 out, and this fastball missed the outside corner for ball 3. Marshall laboring here in this inning. He has approached 60 pitches in the game now. 3 doubles in the inning for the Skeeters. They now have 4 in the game. It'll be a 3-ball, 1-strike offering. Kicking the pitch. Popped up foul down the right field line. Griffin chasing back towards the stands. He will run out of room. This goes several rows back. Now we'll do it once again at 3-2. Three runs on 5 hits for the Skeeters. No runs on 2 hits for the Ducks. And again, Long Island had the bases loaded with 2 out in the first inning. A chance to take the early lead. Cody Puckett popped to right to end that threat. And since that point, Josh Gear has not let a Ducks runner reach base. Meanwhile, Sugar Land has struck for a run in the second and 2 more here in the fourth. And the payoff pitch on the way from Ian Marshall. Kicks, fires, and Zazueta lifts this one in the air to shallow left. Delta Cleary Jr. moving in and to his left, shades his eyes from the sun. He'll make the catch. And that'll retire the side in the fourth. But not before the Skeeters get 2 runs on 3 doubles in the inning. No errors, they leave 1. And after 4 innings of play, it's now Sugar Land 3 and Long Island nothing.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Bobby Blevins, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/Ducks Baseball.
Beautify your patio, walkway, driveway, or pool surround with Nicoloc paving stones and walls. Nicoloc's specially formulated paver shield offers extra surface wear protection and color enhancement throughout the thickness of the paver. Paver shield guarantees that your pavers will look great for years to come. Bring home the elegance with Nicoloc. Visit the Nicoloc Design Center, Sunrise Highway, Lindenhurst, or Nicoloc.com.
Let Nicoloc paver, let Nicoloc pavers pave your way.
Enjoy the ultimate VIP fan experience at Bethpage Ballpark this season by taking in a Ducks game from the brand new Trout Town Fan Can. Presented by Roscoe Beer Company, the Fan Can is available for rental at all Ducks home games. It features 12 Dream Seat theater-style padded seats, beverage holders, an air-conditioned atmosphere, and an incredible view of the game. Packages are now available with food and beverage included. To reserve your Fan Can outing today, call the Ducks Group Sales Department at 631-940-3825. The Trout Town Fan Can at Bethpage Ballpark. Your VIP experience has arrived. Top half of the 5th inning. The Ducks hit an early 3-0 hole to the Sugar Land Skeeters, who are trying to win 5 of 6 from the Ducks in this series. 2 teams who were headed in opposite directions entering this series. The Ducks had won 10 in a row. The Skeeters had lost 7 in a row. But in this series, the Ducks lost the opener and have lost 3 in a row entering today. The Skeeters and the Ducks both fighting for their first half lives, trying to stay in the division race and clinch a playoff spot in the first half. And entering today's action, the Ducks were 5 games back, the Skeeters 3.5 back, but the Ducks aided by 2 Southern Maryland wins over Somerset. And so as of right now, the Ducks are 4 games back and the Skeeters are 4.5 games back. So big game for Long Island especially, really for both of these teams, in terms of trying to clinch a playoff spot with the first half title. The first pitch to Reggie Corona. A breaking ball on the outside corner for strike 1, but a chance for the Ducks to gain a game and a half on the Patriots when it's been seemingly impossible for Long Island to gain games despite having 2 10-game winning streaks this month and going 21-5 so far. Corona takes the breaking ball inside, the count 1-1. Right now they need to figure out how to get a hold of Josh Gear because Gear has retired the last 10 hitters he has faced. And the 1-1 is grounded towards third, fielded on a big hop by Palmero. His throw to first in time for the out. Make it 11 straight retired by Gear. And that's the first out. We talked about many missed opportunities in this series for the Ducks offensively to try and get some runs, especially early in games. The Ducks had the bases loaded with 2 out in the first on 2 singles and a walk to Ford, Ruiz, and Griffin respectively. But Cody Puckett popped out to right to end that threat, and nobody's reached base for Long Island since. First pitch to Mike Blank. Fastball missed low and outside for ball one. Of course, the Ducks frustrated with the result last night. They felt they would have had a great chance in the 7th inning, trailing by a run. 1-0, breaking ball on the outside corner for strike one. That was taken away from them partially because of the missed call by first base umpire Greg Orris on the pop-up to right that was trapped by Delwyn Young as Blank grounds one off the mitt of Gear. Ricochets to third. Palmeiro fields on the bare hand, throws to first, not in time. It pulled the first baseman Scott off the bag. A ball trickled past him, but not far enough for Blank to advance. So Blank is going to be safe at first base, and have to think that that'll likely be a hit for Mike Blank. A hard hit baseball back up the box, and indeed it will be a hit for Blank. And for Mike Blank, his first of the ball game, the Ducks' third, and that ends the streak of 11 straight retired. So he will be at first with one out. It was going to be a close play. I think Blank probably beats it out even with a good throw, but it would have been close. Palmeiro made a great play on it to try and get the out. So 1 on, 1 out. Here's the shortstop, Dan Lyons. Throw over to first, and Blank sides back in safely. 3 of 4 in the stolen base department this year is Mike Blank, who is now 2 of 9 in this series with a double and a run scored. First pitch to Lyons here. High fly ball deep to left center field. On the run, Johan Lamonta in the gap. He turns and looks, and this is going to be one hop off the wall. Blank on his way to third. Kevin Baez waving him home. Now he's going to stop him. Lyons going for third. The ball got away, but Blank is still stuck at third base. So now they will throw towards the plate. Blank heading towards the plate. He's going to get tagged out. A base running blunder for the Ducks. Kevin Baez was waving Blank around third, then had to stop him last second when the throw came back in. However, the throw was mishandled by Russo. Lyons saw the ball mishandled and then took off for third. The problem was Blank never broke to the plate. And so an out there, now 2 outs and a runner at third for the Ducks. So Dan Lyons is going to end up getting credit for a double, I would think, to left center field. It probably was not a good idea to wave Blank around because he would have likely been thrown out if Russo had come up with the ball cleanly, but looking in hindsight, of course, he misplayed the ball and would have scored. First pitch is in for a called strike, but then again, Lyons took off for third, not realizing that Blank was still there, and Blank had not taken off for the plate. And here Sabatello swings and misses on a fastball outside corner, and the count quickly 0-2. So Blank goes from first to third and then ends up getting retired at home on the play. We'll get you the official scoring as soon as we get it. Sabatello takes the fastball outside. The count goes to 1-2. Kick in the pitch. Line drive, right center field for Sabatello. That is going to get down for a base hit. In to score from third, Lyons. Sabatello, a big turn at first, but he'll stop right there. It's a 2-out RBI single for Brian Sabatello. The Ducks are on the scoreboard, and they close to within 3-1. So Sabatello picks up his 28th run batted in of the year to score Dan Lyons. And for Sabatello, he has now hit safely in 20 of his last 21 games. Lyons scoring his 28th run of the year. Pitch on the way. Cleary Jr. takes a breaking ball on the outside corner for strike one. That's the 5th hit of the game for the Ducks, each team now with 5. The ruling on it is for Dan Lyons, a double. Blank goes to third and then is thrown out 8-4-2 on the putout. So my mistake, it was Amadeus Azueta who had misplayed it as Cleary Jr. fouls the ball off. And the count goes to 0-2. Cleary Jr. 0-for-2 in the game with a fly out to center and a ground out to second. And so if you look back at it, again, it's hard to look in hindsight, but if Lyons had not took off for third, and the Ducks had runners at second and third, that base hit for Sabatello would have made this a 1-run game. Instead, only 1 run scores on it. Now the 0-2, Sabatello takes off for second, and Cleary Jr. lines it down the right field line. That's going to be a base hit. It's going to go to the wall. Sabatello will round third. He is going to score easily. Cleary Jr. around second. He's going for 3, and he will be in there standing up with an RBI triple. And for Delta Cleary Jr., his second triple of the year, his 16th run batted in, and we have a one-run ball game. It is 3-2. The hit and run put on by Kevin Baez, and Cleary Jr. smoked that ball down the right field line. So a triple for Cleary Jr. to right. RBI 16 on the year. Sabatella scores. It's now a 2-run inning for the Ducks. Both runners scoring with 2 out. And here is Lou Ford coming to the plate with a tying run 90 feet away. So the Ducks have finally gotten to Josh Gear here with 4 straight hits in this 5th inning, and the first pitch misses inside for ball 1. Ford in this game 1 for 2. On the 1-0, breaking ball on the outside corner for strike 1. Mentioned entering today, Ford has reached base safely in 20 straight games, now 21 during the streak, hitting .413 entering today, 33 hits and 80 at-bats. The 1-1, laid off the pitch down and away for a ball. The count goes to 2-1. Entering today leads the league in batting average, RBI, hits, total bases, doubles, extra base hits, and slugging percentage. And I have to think he will surely be an all-star this year. The 2-1, breaking ball missed low. And Gear now behind on Ford, 3-1, a good hitter's count here. The Ducks now lead in the hit column 6-5 and have closed to within 1 on the scoreboard. Here's the 3-1, and Ford takes low and outside for ball 4. So that is the second walk of the game issued by Josh Gear. It's the first time in his 8 starts now with the Skeeters that he has walked multiple batters in a single game. And is another Municipal Credit Union walk with a purpose. Every time a Ducks batter walks, the Quacker Jack Foundation wins. So Delta Cleary Jr., the runner at third. Lou Ford, the runner at first with 2 away. And up to the plate will step Randy Ruiz. Chris Wallace has gone out to the mound to have a conversation with the right-hander Josh Gear to try and settle him down. Wallace is also discussing things with the home plate umpire Greg Orris. I'm not sure if he disagreed with any of the calls here, but that is indeed a defensive timeout for the Skeeters, their first of the ball game. So Wallace trying to settle down the starter for the Skeeters today. Wallace and Orris still in a discussion here behind home plate. I'm not sure what about. Orris taking his time to mark up his lineup card that it was a defensive timeout. Wallace goes in front of home plate to give the signals to his defense. And here is Randy Ruiz, who is 1 for 2 in the game with a single and a flyout. First pitch on the way, and he'll swing and miss for strike 1. No longer using that bright red bat. He's now got a bat that has a black handle and a bright beige top. Got nothing in 1 on Ruiz. Runners lead from the corners with 2 down, the 0-1 pitch. And Ruiz takes low and outside. And it'll even the count at 1-1. Ruiz in this series has driven in 5 runs. He is now 8 of 24. Has a home run and has scored twice. The 1-1. Line drive deep down the left field line, but it'll hook foul. 1 hop up into the picnic plaza off the concession stands there. And so the count now 1-2 on Ruiz as Gear tries to get out of further trouble in this top half of the 5th inning. Ducks have scored 2 runs on Brian Sabatella's RBI single and Delta Cleary Jr.'s RBI triple with 2 out. The tying run at third and the go-ahead run at first. Gear comes set on the hill. The 1-2 to Ruiz is swung on and fouled back to the screen behind home plate. Good cut from Ruiz and fights it off to stay alive. Well, once again, the difference between the 2 teams is just 1 run. All 5 games in this series so far have been decided by just 1 run. The 1-2. Kick in the pitch. And Ruiz swings and misses for strike 3. Cuts through the high fastball. 3rd strikeout for Josh Gear in the game, and that will end the inning. Ducks, though, get 2 runs with 2 outs. 4 hits in the inning. No errors, and they leave 2 men on base. We will head to the bottom half of the 5th. We're halfway through. It is now the Skeeters 3 and the Ducks 2.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Ian Marshall, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Start by attending a free MCU home buying seminar. Then speak with one of our loan specialists who will guide you through the loan process. With an affordable mortgage from Municipal Credit Union, Home Sweet Home will be a little sweeter. Call 212-238-3521 or visit nymcu.org to apply for your mortgage today. Municipal Credit Union. Strong, trusted, growing. Municipal Credit Union is an equal housing opportunity lender.
Take your group out to the ball game this season and enjoy all the fun of Ducks baseball at discounted prices with the Hebrew National Picnic Area, luxury suites, the Smokin' Owls Party Deck, the Trout Town Fan Can, and so much more. Bringing your group to the game will be an unforgettable experience. The Ducks even offer opportunities to sing the national anthem, serve as the Ridgewood Savings Bank color guard, be the Nicolak Dream Team, put on a pregame performance, or shag fly balls during Ducks batting practice. To book your outing today, call 631-940-3825 and ask for the group sales department. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Well, after 4 scoreless innings, the Ducks are finally on the scoreboard as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Long Island gets 2 runs on a 2-out RBI single from Brian Sabatella and an RBI triple from Delta Cleary Jr. And so it is now a 1-run game once again, and let's see how Ian Marshall responds here in the bottom of the 5th inning. He's retired the side in order in his 2 odd-number innings in this game. 1-2-3 inning in the first, 1-2-3 inning in the third, but he's allowed 6 batters to come to the plate in the second and the fourth, and allowed a run in the second and 2 more in the fourth. First pitch to Denny Almonte is a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. And so Marshall trying to hang up a 0 here, keep this a 1-run game. The Ducks have now overtaken the Skeeters in the hit column 6-5. The 0-1 for Marshall. Breaking ball missed low and outside. And that'll even up the count at 1-1. Almonte is struck out swinging and grounded to first. A great diving stop by Griffin the last time up for Almonte. And here he swings and misses at a changeup diving down and away. And the count goes to 1-2. So the Ducks again get to within a run, but unable to tie the game. The 1-2 misses low. Fastball from Marshall. And the count is now even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Almonte in the series now 7 of 23 at the plate. Marshall gets the sign, comes set. And the 2-2. Swinging a ground ball to second. Reggie Corona fields on 2 hops. And his throw to first in time for the out. So Almonte now 0 for 3. And that is out number 1 in the bottom of the 5th inning. So here is Willie Taveras to the plate, who is 0 for 2 after hitting 2 home runs in yesterday's game to double his season total from 2 to 4. Now with 13 RBIs on the season. That's from the right side, the first pitch on the way. The fastball is in for a called strike. The count 0-1. 0-1, breaking ball, grounded to the left side of the infield. Cody Puckett to his left fields, and the third baseman throws out Taveras at first. So Taveras is now 0 for 3. 2 outs here in the 5th, and Marshall 1 out away from completing the shutdown inning here in the bottom of the 5th. So that'll leave it up to Delwyn Young, who is also 0 for 2 in this game. The top 3 in the order combined are 0 for 8. High fly ball to right. Hit fairly well, but Sabatella will camp under it. And he'll make the catch, and Ian Marshall with his third 1-2-3 inning of the game, and he gets the shutdown inning as he retires the Skeeters in order quickly in the bottom half of the 5th inning. So we'll move to the 6th here at Constellation Field. The Ducks close to within 3-2 as they trail the Skeeters by just 1.
Hey fans, this is left-handed pitcher Carmine Giardina, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
The results are in. PSEG Long Island is delivering 99.9% reliability. We got there by strengthening equipment and clearing trees along power lines across our area. And our new outage management system will continue to ensure improved communications and faster restoration. 99.9% reliable. It's one more way we're serving you better. Discover how we're improving every day to bring you better service at www.psegliny.com/reliability.
M&V Limousines is the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks. Family owned and operated, they've been in the business for over 23 years. M&V Limousines offers coach buses with Wi-Fi and restrooms, party buses, exotic limousines, and so much more. Whether you're looking for transportation for weddings, proms, corporate outings, or long-distance trips, they've got the right vehicle for you. Visit their showroom in Comac or check them out online at mvlimo.com. M&V Limousines, the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks.
Ducks fans, follow all season long as the Long Island Ducks try to meet the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If they hit 100 home runs this year, that means Chappie's Funeral Homes will donate $5,000 to the Quacker Jack Foundation. Chappie's Funeral Homes, where caring for others is our family tradition. So, the Ducks, who fell into a 3-0 hole tonight, have closed to within 3-2. And Ian Marshall tosses a 1-2-3 inning in the 5th to shut down the Skeeters for the moment. And now Long Island will step back to the plate to try and tie the score, if not take the lead. They'll have John Griffin, Cody Puckett, and Ricci Corona 2 up in the inning. First pitch on the way, and Griffin swings, hits a ground ball too short. Kevin Russo is right there, his throw to first in time for the out. So John Griffin swings at the first pitch of the 6th, grounds out, and his very difficult series continues. John Griffin is now just 1 for 19 here in this series in Texas. His one hit was a 3-run home run back in game number 3 of this series. That was on Thursday night as part of a 4-run inning for the Ducks. They jumped out to a 4-0 lead. Also led 7-4 later in that game, but Ryan Cushmal blew the save in the 9th. The Ducks lost the game in the 11th as Cody Puckett takes a fastball low and outside for ball 1. So also be a big inning here for Josh Gear after allowing the 2 runs on 4 hits in the 5th. As the 1-0 is a breaking ball strike. Count 1-1. Gear had retired 11 in a row before allowing 4 straight hits in the 5th inning to plate 2 runs. And the 2-0, ground ball towards second to his left. Nice play by Zazueta, and his throw to first in time. Cody Puckett is now 0 for 3 in the game, and he is just 3 of 19 in this series. So some of the key contributors for the Ducks offensively of late have really had tough series here, and Griffin and Puckett kind of at the forefront of that. 2 away, and that'll leave it up to Ricci Corona as Josh Gear tries to get the bounce back 6th inning complete. So Gear steps on the mound from the right side. Corona, a switch hitter, batting left-handed. And the first pitch is a fastball low and inside for ball 1. Corona 0 for 2 in the game with a strikeout and a ground out to third. He opened the 5th inning with that grounder to third. 1-0. Line drive into the glove of the second baseman, Amadeo Zazueta. Corona hit that ball right on the button, but hit it right at Zazueta for the final out. So a strong bounce back inning for Gears. He retires the Ducks 1-2-3. We go to the bottom half of the 6th with the Skeeters still in front 3-2.
Hey fans, this is outfielder Eric Komatsu, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
James Simmons is going back. He is looking up, and on the Park Night, that one is gone and reaches a kennel in Central Islip.
That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappie's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappie's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quacker Jack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappie's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappie's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
Ducks fans, don't forget to stop by the Waddle Inn Shop on your next visit to Bethpage Ballpark, where exclusive, hard-to-find Ducks memorabilia is now on sale. Proceeds benefit the Quacker Jack Foundation, the charitable arm of the Long Island Ducks. We've talked about how this is such a big game for both teams in terms of the Blue Crabs taking both games from the Somerset Patriots today in a doubleheader at TD Bank Ballpark. The Ducks trying to gain a game and a half in the standings. The Skeeters trying to keep to within a half game in the standings, lose only a half game in the standings. And this is a big inning at this point. The Ducks have closed to within 3-2 after falling behind 3-0, but Ian Marshall has had trouble with the even-numbered innings in this game. He's allowed a run in the second, 2 in the fourth, 1, 2, 3 innings in the first, third, and fifth. And it's been the 4 and the 6 hitters who really have done the damage for Sugarland. Travis Scott, who's at the plate right now, he has doubled twice and scored twice. And then the 6 hitter Lamonta, who is due up third in the inning, has a single, a double, and has driven in 2. Travis Scott fouls the first pitch off to the third base side out of play. The count 0-1. Scott has doubled to left and doubled to right in his 2 at-bats, scored both times on the hits from Lamonta. Marshall comes set at the belt, and now will step off and go through the signs again. He actually retreats behind the mound, grabs the rosin bag. Walked onto the grass before he will retake the mound. He dropped the rosin bag actually on the grass. So it'll be an 0-1 from Marshall. Gets the sign from Mike Blank. And now the kick and the pitch. Swung on and popped up. Foul territory, third base side. Cody Puckett chasing towards the stands on the warning track. He'll make the catch. Pretty good amount of foul ground here at Constellation Field. Puckett makes the grab, and for the first time tonight, Travis Scott is retired. And that is the first out of this bottom of the 6th inning. Marshall's 3 earned runs allowed tonight, the most he has allowed since May 7th. He has allowed 2 earned runs or less in his last 7 outings entering tonight. The last time he allowed 3 or more was on May 7th against Bridgeport. Gave up 4 earned runs in 5 innings. Still keeping the Ducks in the game, though, and the first pitch on the way misses inside and low for ball 1. And if he completes 6 or more innings tonight with 3 earned runs or less allowed, he'd have himself a quality start. The 1-0, foul first base side to the Skeeters on deck circle. Past Johan Lamonta, and the count of 1-1. Carry him down to David McDaniel, the first base coach for Sugarland, who will flip it into a glove of a fan who was sitting right behind the Skeeters dugout. 1 ball, 1 strike pitch to Russo, who's 0 for 2. And he swings and chops one over the mound towards the middle. Dan Lyons, the shortstop, fields behind second and throws him out at first. So Kevin Russo is now grounded out to second, third, and short in sequential order in this game. And with 2 down, that will bring up Johan Lamonta. Marshall's been pitching to contact tonight. He has allowed just 1. He has struck out just 1 in this game. Has not walked a batter, has hit 1. Has given up 3 runs on 5 hits. So here's Lamonta, who has driven in 2 and scored 1 in tonight's ball game. The 2 RBIs, his 16th and 17th of the year. First pitch on the way, swinging a pop-up foul, third base side out of play off the bat of Lamonta. And the count is 0-1. Lamonta had an RBI single to left center in the 2nd inning, and then a double to left center in the 4th. Later scored on Chris Wallace's double to right center, and here a ground ball foul to the first base dugout, and the count quickly 0-2. Marshall's been fairly efficient in the game, just recently crossed the 75 pitch mark. So doing what he can to spare the Ducks bullpen here this evening. Be an 0-2 on the way from the right-hander. Looking for the sign from Blank. Doesn't seem to get the pitch he wants, and now time called at the dish. Cody Puckett, the third baseman, playing way off the bag, past the cutout, probably by about 5 or 6 feet. About midway. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Marshall blew the fastball by him up and over the outside corner. Second strikeout of the night for Marshall, and that ends another 1-2-3 inning, his fourth of the game. And for the first time tonight, he's able to retire both Scott and LaMonta. Skeeters go in order, which means we will go to the seventh. Long Island trailing Sugar Land by a count of 3-2.
Hey fans, this is Blake Davis, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Spring into a new Honda at Huntington Honda and pay $59 a month for a new 2015 Honda Civic LX sedan. $59. So spring into Huntington Honda on Jericho Turnpike just east of Route 110 or HuntingtonHondaCars.com.
Huntington Honda, discover the difference.
Auto 24-month lease, total due at inception. Civic $31.90 includes bank fee, first month's payment, no security deposit. Taxes, DMV, title fees extra with excellent credit through HFS.
Have your birthday at the ballpark this season and celebrate with the flock. Kona Ice birthday party packages with the Long Island Ducks are now available. Each package includes 10 box seats, a commemorative birthday t-shirt and autographed baseball, a pizza and Kona Ice party in the Hebrew National Picnic area, and so much more. Best of all, the birthday child will stand on the dugout while the entire crowd sings happy birthday. Reserve your party today by calling the group sales department at 631-940-3825. Kona Ice birthday parties with the Long Island Ducks, a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Hey fans, this is right-handed pitcher Frank DiGiulio, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Few places on earth offer the charm and excitement of Fire Island. At Fire Island Ferries, located conveniently at 99 Maple Avenue in Bay Shore, they offer convenient travel to Fire Island 7 days a week. Fire Island is quickly becoming a top destination for families of all ages. Experience the informal, carefree communities, the dazzling night scene, enjoy fine dining, or climb to the top of one of the tallest lighthouses in the United States. But there's only one way to get there, by calling Fire Island Ferries at 631-665-3600 today. For fare and scheduling information, please visit fireislandferries.com.
Ducks fans, chill out this summer with a cold cup of Hampton Coffee Company gourmet iced coffee available at the concession stands at Bethpage Ballpark. Hampton Coffee is the preferred coffee of the Long Island Ducks. Visit HamptonCoffeeCompany.com or visit their cafes in the Hamptons. New pitcher is in for the Skeeters as we move to inning number 7 here tonight. The Skeeters with a 3-2 lead over the Ducks, and it is James Parr who will enter. Parr taking over for Josh Gear. After Gear throws 6 innings of 2-run ball tonight, a quality start for him. The only hiccup he had was in the 5th when he allowed 4 straight hits with 2 outs that plated 2 runs. And could have been worse if not for the base running blunder by Mike Blank and Dan Lyons. First pitch to Blank, and he'll take a fastball strike over the outside corner. Also hiccuped in the 1st when he allowed 2 hits and a walk with 2 outs, but helped out as Cody Puckett popped to right to end the inning. And no runs scored. The 0-1, Blank takes a fastball over the outside corner. And James Parr quickly ahead at 0-2. This, I believe, is the 2nd appearance of the series for Parr. Indeed it is. We'll tell you about his first after the 0-2. And Blank takes low and outside. He pitched in the Skeeters' 8-7 win on Thursday night through an inning in relief of Matt Wright and allowed a run. The game-tying run in the 7th, or the go-ahead run in the 7th, on Lou Ford's RBI infield single with 2 out. Blank takes a breaking ball low and outside. The count 2-2. In the inning, Parr allowed 2 hits and a walk. A 2-2 pitch from the right-hander. Winds and fires to the plate. Blank swings, pops it foul over the screen and off to the first base side out of play. Blank is 1 for 2 in the game. He struck out in the 2nd and then reached on the infield single back to the mound in the 5th that ricocheted to 3rd. Eventually went from 1st to 3rd on Dan Lyons, has doubled to left center. Kevin Myers held him up at 3rd, then tried to resend him after the throw was misplayed. In left center field, Blank takes inside for ball 3. The throw in to the second baseman Zazueta was misplayed, but Blank had not started going to the plate. Lyons took off for 3rd. Lyons ended up making it to 3rd, and they tagged Blank out. 3-2, and Blank swings, pops it up foul behind the plate again, out of play. The count full again at 3-2. Had everything continued the way it did in the inning, and Blank had stayed at third, Lions at second, this would be a tie ball game right now. But unfortunately, you can never predict for sure that everything would have continued the same. And unfortunately, Blank was tagged out as he tried to advance to home plate. The putout went 8-4-2 on the play. 3-2. Fastball low, ball 4. Good start to the inning as Mike Blank draws the leadoff walk against James Parr. Third walk of the game for a Ducks hitter, and that is a Municipal Credit Union walk with a purpose. Every time a Ducks batter walks, the Quacker Jack Foundation wins. So Blank is the runner at first with nobody out, and now the shortstop and 9-hitter Dan Lyons comes to the plate. We'll see how Kevin Baez manages this one. Lyons 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored in the game, but you could always ask him to sacrifice Blank to second and give the Ducks 2 cracks at tying the game with a base hit with Sabatella and Cleary Jr. First pitch on the way, Lyons does not square, and he takes the fastball upstairs for ball 1. The double for Lyons in the 5th inning was his 12th of the year, and he later scored his 28th run on Brian Sabatella's RBI single to right. Parr from the stretch is set. The 1-0. Lyons takes the fastball on the outside corner at the knees for strike 1. The numbers this year on James Parr: has a record of 1-1, a 2.70 earned run average through 20 games, has 1 save, 7 runs all earned allowed at 23 1/3 innings, 21 hits to 8 walks, and 22 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .244 against him. Throw over to first, and Blank dives back ahead of the tag. Has a little bit of speed, 3 steals this year in 4 attempts. So it'll be a 1-1 pitch from Parr to Lyons. Runner at first, nobody out. The Ducks trailing by a run here in the top of the 7th inning. 1-1 on the way, pitch out, nothing doing. Blank stayed put at first, and the count now 2-1 on the Ducks shortstop. Kevin Baez, the Ducks manager, gives the signals down at third base to both Blank and Lyons. Sabatella waiting in the on-deck circle. 2-1 the count. From the stretch, the pitch on the way. And Lyons swings and hits a high fly ball in the air to right center field. Converging are Almonte and Young. And the center fielder Almonte will make the call on the catch. So Lyons swings away. He pops out to right center. He's now 1 for 3 in the game, and that is the first out here in the 7th inning. It's a tough call to make. The Ducks have had a couple opportunities in this series where they have gotten the leadoff man on, sacrificed the runner to second, but have not been able to get him home. And instead of having an extra out to work with, they gave up the out on the bunt. So Dan Lyons, who has been hot this year, swings away. He pops out to right center. The one out here is Brian Sabatella, who's 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored today. The first pitch, fastball over the outside corner for strike 1. Skeeters have a left-hander going in their bullpen. It appears to be Hunter Cervenka, who has that hard curveball slider combo, and a good fastball too. Blank leads at first with 1 out and a throw over. Chases him back to the bag. He is back in time. Being held on there by Travis Scott. Last time up for Sabatella came in the 5th inning. Delivered an RBI single to right center field that scored Dan Lyons. The 0-1. Will swing and pop one down the right field line. Foul territory. Scott chasing towards the stands. This will be caught by a fan in the front row. Nice grab with the glove. The count has gone to 0-2. Sabatella then scored on Delta Cleary Jr.'s RBI triple with a hit and run on. Prior to that, Sabatella grounded to third in the 3rd inning and popped to right in the 1st. Ducks trailing 3-2, top of the 7th inning. There'll be another 0-2 pitch on the way from James Parr to Brian Sabatella. Kick and the pitch, and Sabatella swings and misses for strike 3. Cut through the breaking ball over the outside corner. First strikeout for Parr, the 4th for Skeeter pitching. And with 2 away, that'll leave it up to Delta Cleary Jr. For Josh Gear tonight, he goes 6 innings, gives up 6 hits and 2 runs, both of which were earned. Walked 2 batters for the first time in a game this year, and struck out 3. And now Gary Gaetti is going to come out of the dugout with Delta Cleary Jr. coming to the plate. He's going to call on a left-hander to turn Cleary Jr. around to the right side. So James Parr is done after allowing a walk and getting a flyout and a strikeout. He will head towards the first base dugout. A new pitcher will come in for the Skeeters. We'll take a break and come right back. Ducks trailing 3-2, the tying run at first with 2 men out.
Hey fans, this is pitching coach Marty Jansen, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/Ducks Baseball.
North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital in Bayshore is the healthcare heart of our community. We provide outstanding healthcare right here at home with centers of excellence in cardiology, orthopedics, neurosciences, women's health services, and much more. Experience counts, and North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital has been around for nearly a century of care. For more information, please call 631-968-3000 or visit us on the web at www.nslij.com.
Family fun every time. Beautiful evening for baseball. Big action every time.
He reaches up, it's gone!
Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season, and with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Well, as expected, Hunter Cervenka is the new pitcher for the Skeeters. He has been very dominant since joining the Skeeters this year. So dominant that he's thrown 4 scoreless innings without giving up a hit in his 4 games so far. And Gary Gaetti calling on the lefty in this situation with a runner at first and 2 out, trying to protect a 1-run lead. And Delta Cleary Jr. is coming to the plate. Cleary Jr. had an RBI triple his last time up and has gone 1 for 3 so far in the game, but all 3 of his at-bats came from the left side, with the righty pitcher Josh Gear on the mound. And so Gary Gaetti wants to switch things up. He brings on the left-hander. This year Cleary Jr. against righty pitchers is hitting .357, but against lefty pitchers hitting just .224. And so look at the splits, and that's the reason why Gaetti has called on the left-hander Cervenka. And he will face Cleary Jr. here, trying to send this game to the 7th inning stretch with the Skeeters still in front by a run. Once again, Ian Marshall has pitched well to this point for the Ducks. He's had a couple of hiccups along the way, but again, as of right now, a quality start. The Long Island's offense, the only big offense they've had was in the 5th inning, and that after a missed opportunity in the 1st inning with the bases loaded and 2 away. So here is Delta Cleary Jr. to the plate, 1 for 3 again with an RBI triple. It was his 2nd triple and 16th run batted in of the year that came in the 5th inning. First pitch from Cervenka to Cleary Jr. on the way, and he will take a breaking ball that is in for a strike. Oh, Cleary Jr. thought that was down and in, and it appeared to be the case. But Mike Orris calls the strike. Kevin Baez can't believe it down at 3rd either. The count 0-1. Blank takes his lead at first. Cervenka comes set, the 0-1. Cleary Jr. a broken bat liner down the left field line. That is going to drop in for a base hit. So Delta Cleary Jr., who has struggled this year against left-handed pitching, gets the first hit this year off of Hunter Cervenka. And that moves the tying run to second base in the form of Mike Blank. Cleary Jr. with his 2nd hit of the ball game. He'll trade the bat for that hit. And Long Island with runners at 1st and 2nd with 2 out for the Atlantic League RBI leader, Lou Ford. So Cervenka jammed him with the breaking ball inside. Cleary Jr. fights it off in a left field for the hit. 2 on, 2 out. And here is Lou Ford to the plate. Time called here as Ford steps up. He is 1 for 2 in the game, single to left in the 1st inning. Popped to center in the 4th. Grounded to short in the 3rd and then walked in the 5th. First pitch to Ford. We'll take a curveball down and in for ball 1. Again, Cervenka had thrown 4 hitless innings up to this point. He had walked just 1 batter and struck out 5, so that's the first hit he has given up as a Skeeter. Cleary Jr. with great speed at first, Blank with okay speed at 2nd. 1-0. Ford takes a fastball over the inside corner for a called strike. And the count now 1-1. Ford sitting on 49 runs batted in, trying to become the first in the league this year to hit the 50 mark. 1-1. Ford swings, chops one slowly here up the third base line. Charging in Palmeiro. He fields the barehanded throw to first, not in time. Lou Ford beats it out at first base. The infield single, his second hit of the ball game. And Cervenka has allowed back-to-back hits here with 2 down in the inning. And that has loaded the bases for Long Island. And that will bring up the cleanup hitter, Randy Ruiz. So Ford did not hit it well, but he found the right spot to hit it. Out of the reach of Cervenka. Too slow for Palmeiro to end up making the play at first. That's a now blank at third. Cleary Jr. at second. Ford at first with 2 out here. It was 1 for 3. First pitch on the way, and Ruiz takes a fastball over the outside corner for strike 1. He's back to using that bright red bat. Ruiz, a single to left in the first. Since then, he has popped to center and struck out swinging. Cervenka's 0-1 upcoming. Kicks and fires, and Ruiz swings and pops it foul behind the plate. So Cervenka has quickly gotten ahead of Randy Ruiz, 0-2. The Ducks are out hitting the Skeeters 8-5 in this game. They still trail by a run, but they've got the bases loaded and 2 out for the second time in this ball game. Runners lead from every base. Cervenka shakes off the catcher Wallace, shakes him off again. Now gets the pitch he likes. And the 0-2 on the way. Breaking ball, low and outside. Stopped on the backhand by Wallace. The count now 1-2. That tight slider from the left-hander, not very easy to hit. Again, for the Ducks, they have hit the ball twice off of him in this inning. They found the right spot both times. Cleary Jr. and Ford both getting on with hits. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Kicks and fires, and Ruiz swings and fouls this one off. First base side out of play. That time looked like a fastball to the outside part of the plate. Count remains 1-2. Again, Ruiz has to be a bit defensive at the plate. Pitches close. With the amount of movement Cervenka has on his pitches, you never know if that ball's going to drop into the strike zone or not. Blank leads at third, Cleary Jr. at second, Ford at first with 2 out. A 1-ball, 2-strike pitch to Ruiz is swung on and missed for strike 3. Cut through the breaking ball, diving down in the zone. The first strikeout for Cervenka, and for the second time in this game, the Ducks have the bases loaded with 2 out and cannot score. So no runs for the Ducks on 2 hits and a walk, no errors. They have now left 8 on base in this game. We will hit the 7th inning stretch with the Ducks still trailing the Skeeters by a count of 3-2.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Mark Rogers, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the official Ducks YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Hey, Ducks fans, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks is the Upsky Long Island Hotel in Hauppauge. It's centrally located on the north shore of Long Island and offers a home away from home for both business and leisure guests. The Upsky Long Island Hotel features an indoor pool, 24-hour business center, a fitness center, and complimentary Wi-Fi in all guest rooms. Enjoy the contemporary American cuisine at the Fountain Grill restaurant or grab a quick bite to eat at Cafe Pronto. Best of all, it's only minutes from Bethpage Ballpark. The Upsky Long Island Hotel, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks. Call 231-1100 today. That's 631-231-1100.
Family fun every time.
Beautiful evening for baseball.
Big action every time.
He reaches up, it's gone!
Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season, and with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
On to the bottom of the 7th inning we go. The Ducks still trailing by a run after, for the second time in today's ball game, having the bases loaded with 2 outs. They pick up the first 2 hits that Hunter Cervenka has given up all year long. But ultimately, it's not enough as Randy Ruiz, for the second time in this game with the tying run at third, striking out swinging. And so Ruiz, who lost a big hit in last night's game because of a missed call on the pop-up to right that was trapped, having a tough day at the plate today after singling in his first at-bat. And Ian Marshall, who has tossed 6 innings of 3-run ball today, back to the mound to try and keep this a 1-run game here in the 7th, and he'll face the bottom 3 in the order for Sugar Land.
Chris Wallace.
So here is Chris Wallace to the plate. First pitch on the way from Marshall. The pitch low and inside for ball 1. To this point, the Ducks have left 48 men on base in this series. That's an average of 8 per game of this 6-game series, and that has been a big reason why the Ducks are 1-4 at this point. And if the score holds up, they'd be 1-5 against the Skeeters in this 6-game set. Marshall misses low and outside again. He's now behind on Wallace 2-0. Wallace has been on base twice today. Was hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning, but stranded at first, and then delivered an RBI double to right in the 4th. That right now is the difference in this ball game. Ended up getting stranded at third base after moving there on a wild pitch. The 2-0. Fastball in at the belt for a strike. Wallace thought that one was up and in, and upset with a call from Greg Orris. The count is now 2-1. Infield slightly shifted here to the left side as Corona moves up the middle. Marshall looks in for the sign from Blank. And now the 2-1. Swinging a pop-up, foul territory, first base side. Griffin and Blank give it a look, but this will be back into the seats. The count even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes on the catcher and 7-hitter, Chris Wallace. He homered off of Marshall in the first game of this series back on Tuesday night, a 2nd inning solo home run out to the carousel in left center field, and leads the Skeeters with 6 home runs this year. 2-2. Fastball missed up in the zone from Marshall. And the count goes full. Marshall has thrown a 1-2-3 inning in 4 of his 6 innings, and has now retired 8 in a row since the Wallace RBI double. The payoff pitch here from the right-hander. Winds and fires, and Wallace swings and misses for strike 3. Cut through the breaking ball over the outside corner, kind of a half swing from Wallace. 3rd strikeout of the ball game for Marshall, now 9 in a row retired. Now that's the first out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Ducks have gotten a left-hander warming up in the bullpen. That is Patrick Kreider. The Skeeters have a righty warming. That appears to be Andrew Johnston. First pitch on the way, and the breaking ball cut on and missed by Patrick Palmero for strike 1. His father, Rafael Palmero, in attendance today. Saw him here in the press box doing an interview on ESPN3 with Sugar Land Skeeters broadcaster Ira Liebman. Rafael enjoying watching his son play in his home state of Texas. And now the 0-1. Breaking ball, cut on and missed again by Palmero, who today is 0 for 2. He's popped to left and grounded to first. So it'll be an 0-2 pitch upcoming. Patrick Palmero, a native of Colleyville, Texas. Just 3 years of experience in professional baseball, has peaked at single A. Marshall from the wind is 0-2, and Palmero takes the curveball low and outside. A good block by Blank, though nobody on the base paths. And the count now goes to 1-2. Corona still shaded up the middle. Griffin way off the bag at first. The 1-2. Palmero takes low again in the zone. And the count now goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ducks out hitting the Skeeters today, 8-5 in this ball game, but Sugar Land still leading by a run, 3-2 the score. As we mentioned earlier, the Ducks have left 8 men on base in the game. From the windup, the 2-2. Palmero swings and misses for strike 3. 3 straight hitters that Ian Marshall has struck out swinging, his 4th strikeout of the game. And that's now 10 in a row retired by Marshall. First two batters in the 7th have been retired. And that's going to leave things up to the second baseman, Amadeo Zazueta. Marshall's season high in strikeouts is 5. He's done that on 4 different occasions. Last time, June 11th against the Bridgeport Bluefish. So he's 1 strikeout away from tying that mark. First pitch to Amadeo Zazueta, misses low and outside for ball 1. Zazueta 0 for 2 in this game with a pop out to right and a pop out to left. .1-0 on the way. And fastball misses downstairs for ball 2. So Marshall has fallen into an early hole here against Amadeo Zazueta. Denny Almonte waiting on deck. Switch hitter. Marshall's pitch count now has just crossed 90. He's been very efficient in this game. And the 2-0 on the way. Fastball just catches a piece of the outside corner for a called strike. And Marshall's worked the count to 2-1. Again with the righty hitter. Griffin well off the bag at first base. Corona slightly shaded up the middle. Everybody back on the infield except Cody Puckett, who is playing somewhat in tight at third. About a third of the way back from the infield grass. It'll be a 2-ball, 1-strike pitch on the way. Marshall kicks and fires, and Zazueta hits it well in the air to left field. Going back, Cleary Jr. to the warning track at the wall, and you can forget it. Amadeo Zazueta ends the streak of 10 straight retired by Ian Marshall with his first home run of the season. A line drive bullet over the wall and left just to the right of the elevated wall. And Zazueta has put the Skeeters back on top by 2. It's a 4-2 ball game. So Marshall, who had retired 10 straight batters since the RBI double by Chris Wallace, that at that point was the difference in the game, has given up a solo home run with 2 outs here in the 7th to Amadeo Zazueta, his first long ball of the season. And now the first pitch to Denny Almonte misses low for ball 1. And that could end up being a big moment in this ball game, a big run, especially with the Ducks' inability to get runs home here today. A 1-0, chopper foul up the first baseline. And the count even up at 1 ball and 1 strike. The Ducks really kicking themselves right now. They had the bases loaded 2 out in the first, the bases loaded 2 out in the 7th. But Cody Puckett popped to right, Randy Ruiz struck out in the 1st and 7th respectively. And the Ducks trail by 2 despite leading in the hit column by 2. The 1-1. And Almonte takes the curveball outside. And the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. So Marshall is now tied his season high in terms of runs that he has given up. And no longer has the quality start. Wind picking up a little bit, blowing in from right center. The 2-1. Almonte hits a high fly ball in the air deep down the right field line. Sabatella chasing back towards the foul pole. And this ball is going to go foul up onto the concourse above the right field seats. And the count 2-2 on Denny Almonte. So for Zazueta, again, his first home run of the season. The 40th home run of the year for Sugar Land. Two for Marshall. Almonte takes a fastball that just missed the outside corner. And the count now full at 3-2 as Marshall approaches the 100 pitch mark in this ball game. Sugar Land with a 2-run advantage. And now the 3-2. Low and inside ball 4. So Ian Marshall has started to falter with 2 outs here in the 7th. He allows the home run as Zazueta and now the walk to Almonte. And Willie Taveras will come up to the plate batting from the right side. One area that the Ducks had done so well in during their 2 10-game winning streaks has been starting pitching, but here in this series they have not gotten great starts from their starters. Nobody has really come out and had a dominant start. Ian Marshall's 7 innings of 2-run ball in the first game of this series really was the best start of anybody. Kevin Bye is going to go to the bullpen here and take Ian Marshall out of the game despite a righty hitter coming up. He's going to call on a relief pitcher and left-hander Patrick Kreider. So Ian Marshall's day is done after 6 2/3 innings. Now the Ducks 4-2.
Hey fans, this is pitching coach Marty Jansen, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/Ducks Baseball.
North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital in Bayshore is the healthcare heart of our community. We provide outstanding healthcare right here at home with centers of excellence in cardiology, orthopedics, neurosciences, women's health services, and much more. Experience counts, and North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital has been around for nearly a century of care. For more information, please call 631-968-3000 or visit us on the web at www.nslij.com.
The results are in. Thousands of PSEG Long Island customers participated in our energy efficiency programs, saving nearly $35 million. Being energy efficient helps our environment too. Together, we've eliminated 21,000 cars worth of emissions in 2014. Thank you, Long Island. We're all making a difference. Discover how we're improving every day to bring you better service at www.pseglyny.com/efficiency.
Patrick Kreider is the new pitcher for the Ducks as we play in the bottom of the 7th inning. Ian Marshall was trying to keep it a 3-2 game after the Ducks missed out in the top of the 7th inning with the bases loaded and 2 out. But with 2 outs in the inning after back-to-back strikeouts, he allows a home run to left field by Amadeus Azueta, his first home run of the year, and follows that up with a walk to Denny Almonte, who was 0 for 3 in the game. So Marshall's day is done at about 100 pitches. We don't have the exact pitch count for you, but despite a righty coming to the plate in Willie Taveras, Kevin Baez calls on the lefty Patrick Kreider to pitch. And Kreider's going to try and get out of further trouble here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. The Ducks cannot afford to fall behind anymore. Trailing by 2, they've already left 8 men on base in this game. And the Ducks offense has been quiet for the most part here in this series. They've had a couple games where they've scored a decent amount of runs, but the pitching has not been able to keep the Skeeters at bay. And Sugar Land is 6 defensive outs away from taking 5 of 6 games from the Ducks here in this series. This is a ballpark that has not been kind to the Ducks since it opened. The Ducks had a winning record here last year, but all time, the Ducks have a 11-24 record at Constellation Field, including an 0-10 mark in 2013. So here's Taveras to the plate to face Patrick Kreider. The first pitch is a throw over to first, and that will keep Almonte close to the bag. Almonte on the season, 14 stolen bases in 18 attempts. Kreider from the stretch, kicks and throws over again to chase Almonte back. Marshall goes 6 2/3 innings tonight. Gives up 6 hits, 1 walk, struck out 4. Allowed the home run and threw 1 wild pitch. Also hit a batter. Kreider ready, kicks and deals to the plate this time. Taveras takes a fastball low and outside for ball 1. Kreider last pitch here on Friday night threw an inning and a third of scoreless relief, retired all 4 hitters that he faced, and struck out 1. He's pitched 3 times in this series, has combined for 2 2/3 scoreless innings, giving up just 1 hit and 1 walk while striking out 2. 1-0 upcoming. And Taveras swings, pops this one up foul, first base side. Griffin gives it a look, but this will be back into the seats. And the count even up at 1-1 on Taveras, who is 0 for 3 in the game with 2 ground outs, 1 a short, 1 a third. Sandwiched around a foul pop to first in the third. Marshall has done a good job against the top of the order. The Ducks have done a good job now against the top of the order so far in the game. 0 for 9 with just a walk. But it's been the middle of the order that's done the damage for the Skeeters, and now the bottom of the order with the home run from Zazueta. 1-1, and Taveras takes a fastball way outside from Kreider. Count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Looked almost like a pitch out, but Blank did not come out of his stance. So it'll be a 2-1 pitch from Kreider to Taveras. The Ducks trailing by 2. Almonte the runner at first. 2-1 on the way, another throw over to check on the Skeeters center fielder. Doesn't want him to get a bigger lead and takes second base here. The Ducks cannot afford to get a speedy runner in a scoring position, and a base hit putting them down by 3. 2-1 coming from Kreider. And Taveras takes a fastball over the outside corner for a strike. Good pitch from the left-hander. So that evens up the count at 2-2. And Kreider 1 strike away from getting out of further trouble here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Andrew Johnston, the righty, continuing to warm in the bullpen for Sugar Land. 2-2. Fastball just missed outside. That has run the count full at 3-2. If Taveras reaches, Delwyn Young is next. He's 0 for 3. Griffin goes over to first base to hold on the runner. He'll be off on the pitch. The 3-2 on the way. And Taveras hits a high fly ball to right center field. Going out, Regi Corona. Coming in, Brian Sabatella. The right fielder, Sabatella, makes the call on the catch. And Taveras retired for the final out of the inning. So for the Skeeters, they end up getting a run on 1 hit, the solo home run by Amadeus Azueta. They leave 1 on base, and we go to the 8th, with the Ducks now trailing by a count of 4-2.
Hey fan, this is outfielder Prentice Redmond, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/Ducks Baseball.
Spring into a new Honda at Huntington Honda and pay $59 a month for a new 2015 Honda Civic LX sedan. $59. So spring into Huntington Honda on Jericho Turnpike just east of Route 110 or HuntingtonHondaCars.com. Credit through HFS.
Family fun every time. Beautiful evening for baseball. Big action every time. He reaches up. It's gone! Great value every time. And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season, and with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Hey Ducks fans, do you want frequent updates on team transactions, scores, store specials, and the status of upcoming games? Well then follow the Long Island Ducks on Twitter at twitter.com/LIDucks. With Twitter, the faithful flock will be able to follow their Ducks and find out more information regarding nightly promotions, player signings, league activities, and so much more. The Ducks are tweeting right now, and you can follow along at twitter.com/LIDucks. So the Amadeus Azueta solo home run in the bottom of the 7th with 2 men out has made this a 2-run ball game, 4-2 in favor of the Skeeters. And a new pitcher is in for Sugar Land. It is right-hander Andrew Johnston, who comes in for his 25th appearance of the year. He is 1-0 at this point with a 3.18 ERA. And he'll face the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the Ducks, who are a combined 0 for 8 with a walk in this game. Griffin, Puckett, and Corona. Long Island hoping to get a rally going after they rallied to load up the bases with 2 out against Hunter Cervenka in the top of the 7th inning. But Randy Ruiz struck out swinging on a breaking ball down low. And that ended that threat. And the Ducks remain behind by a run, and now it is a 2-run deficit for Long Island. So here is John Griffin to the plate. The lights have come on now here at Constellation Field. It's been a cloudy day. The sun had peeked through for a brief moment, but now back behind the clouds. First pitch on the way to Griffin from Johnston. And the fastball misses up and outside for ball number 1. Griffin 0 for 2 with a walk in the game. He walked in the first inning, grounded a third in the 4th, and grounded a short in the 6th. 1 of 19 in this series. Now the 1-0 is a breaking ball on the outside corner to even the count at 1-1. Johnston with 22 2/3 innings so far this year has given up 27 hits and 8 runs, all earned. 6 walks to 17 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .300 against them. 1-1 on the way. And Griffin swings and misses at the breaking ball over the inside corner. The count goes to 1-2. Griffin with his 0 for 2 today. Chopping back down about 250 on the season, maybe lower. He has really been struggling of late at the plate. 1-2 on the way. breaking ball cut on and missed for strike 3, chasing way down and out of the zone. 6th strikeout for Skeeter pitching today, the first for Johnston. And with 1 out here in the 8th, that is going to bring up Cody Puckett, the third baseman and 6-hitter. When Griffin was in his hot groove late in the month of May and in early June, he was not chasing pitches like that, but has gotten back to chasing some out of the zone, now 1 of 20 in this series. First pitch to Cody Puckett, that's swung on and missed. Big home run hack on a high fastball. We count 0-1. Puckett has popped out to right, grounded to short, and grounded to second in his 3 at-bats here today. Oh, 1. Popped in the air down the right field line. This will slice Fallon out of play. And Cody Puckett in an 0-2 hole against Andrew Johnston. Johnston last pitched here on Thursday night through a scoreless inning to close out the game. Actually pitched a scoreless 11th inning and retired the side in order. Redmond on a pop out, Davis on a ground out, and Corona on a strikeout. And then on the first pitch at the bottom of the 11th, Denny Almonte had a solo homer to right off Mark Rogers to win the game, so Johnston got the win. The 0-2, swing and a miss for strike 3. Cody Puckett chased the fastball way off the outside corner. The Ducks with 4 plate discipline here in this 8th inning. They've chased 2 pitches out of the zone for strike 3. It's back-to-back strikeouts for Johnston, 2 outs here in the 8th, and that'll bring up Reggie Corona. So Puckett now 0 for 4, Griffin 0 for 3 with a walk. Here is Corona, who is 0 for 3 with a strikeout, a roundout, and a lineout. He hit the ball hard his last time up, but hit it right at second baseman Amadeus Azueta. First pitch on the way from Johnston, and Corona takes a fastball over the inside corner for strike 1. Ducks trailing 4-2 here in the top half of the 8th inning. Left-hander warming up for the Skeeters in their bullpen appears to be Derek Loop. 0-1 pitch, and Corona takes a breaking ball. This one catches the outside corner at the knees. Corona didn't seem to like the call, and they count 0-2. So Johnson trying to work a 1-2-3 inning here in the top of the 8th, and send it to the bottom half of the inning with the Skeeters still ahead by 2 runs. 0-2 on the way from Johnston, and Corona takes down in the dirt, blocked by Wallace. And the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Most of the games finished in the Atlantic League today. Southern Maryland swept the doubleheader from Somerset, winning 6-1 and 2-1. Camden won game 1 at home against Lancaster 5-4, but lost in game 2 4-3. And Bridgeport took the opener of a doubleheader in York 5-3. Game 2 going on right now. They're scoreless top of the 2nd. The 1-2. Corona swings and grounds it foul to the first base dugout. Off the hand of a Skeeter on the railing. So the count will go to stay at 1-2 on Corona. Johnston trying to strike out the side here in the 8th. He has struck out the first 2 on pitches out of the zone. Ducks have a couple of right-handers warming in their bullpen in right center. 1-2 on the way. Corona takes low on a fastball. And he has worked the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two ball, 2 strike pitch coming from Johnston. He gets the sign from Wallace, comes set, deals to the plate, and Corona takes off the outside edge. And he has worked the count full. So good job here by Corona, not chasing out of the zone unlike the 2 hitters before him, and he's worked the count from 0-2 to 3-2. If he reaches, that would bring the tying run to the plate, and Mike Blank waiting on deck for the Ducks. Payoff pitch on the way from Johnston, and Corona swings and grounds it up the first base line off the chest of Travis Scott. It caroms into foul territory, and Reggie Corona is going to reach. So might be a break for the Ducks there. It looked like it was going to be a ground out to first, but Travis Scott took the bouncer off of his chest. It will likely be his 6th error of the season. And Reggie Corona on the base pass for the first time here today. It is indeed an error on Scott. And the Ducks with a little bit of life here in the 8th. They have a runner at first with 2 down. And here is Mike Blank, who is 1 for 2 with a single and a walk in this game. Of course, he represents the tying run with the Ducks trailing 4-2. Johnston looks in for the sign and comes set. His first pitch on the way, and Blank grounds one to the left side. Will this get past? Yes, it gets past Russo, the shortstop, and into left field, a base hit. Corona turns second. We'll have to head back. So Mike Blank with his second hit of the ball game as he follows the error with a single. The Ducks with runners at first and second. The tying runs on for Long Island. That'll bring up the shortstop and 9-hitter Dan Lyons to face the righty Andrew Johnston. Well, we saw what an error can do to the Skeeters back on Wednesday night with 2 outs in the 9th inning. Telwyn Young committed an error on a ball to second by Dan Lyons. It kept the inning alive. The Ducks scored 3 runs and won the game 5-4. Their only win of the series. We'll see if the Ducks can take advantage of the 2-out miscue by Travis Scott here in the 8th inning. Lyons 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored in the game. He stands in from the right side. Johnston looks in for the sign, gets it from Wallace. And the first pitch on the way, runners go. Pitch is taken outside. The throw's going to go to second base, and they've got Blank. No, they missed it. They said that Blank slid in safely, and now Gary Gaetti is going to come out for an argument. Eric Davis, the third base umpire, made the call. He said that the tag was missed by the second baseman Amadeo Zazueta. And now Eric Davis is asking the first base umpire, Ryan Moorhead, to come in for the discussion. Moorhead just pumped his left fist as if to say that he was out, but I am not sure if that's the call that's going to hold up. Blank slid in. The throw definitely beat him, but Eric Davis said that he was safe. And now in a discussion here with Ryan Moorhead, and they're going to say he's safe. They put the signal to say that he is safe. Ryan Moorhead is telling Andrew Johnston to get back to the mound. So Kevin Byes with a risky decision there to pull the double steal with 2 down in the inning. I don't know if it was a missed sign, if it was supposed to be a hit and run, or if it was indeed the double steal to try and get the runners in a scoring position. But a risky play. Mike Blank slides in, according to the umpire Eric Davis, behind the tag of Zazueta. So a double steal. Corona moves to third on his 8th stolen base of the year. Blank moves to second on his 4th stolen base of the season. And the Ducks now with a pinch runner. They call in Blake Davis to replace Blank at second and give Long Island a bit more speed on the base pass, so that way a single from Lyons could potentially tie this game here in the 8th inning. There'll be an 0-1 pitch upcoming. Lyons swings and misses, chases a breaking ball down in the dirt. The count goes to 0-2. Trying to look at the ESPN3 replay here to see if the tag was indeed made. And it looks from that vantage point like Zazueta had tagged Blank near the neck or face area. 0-2. Lyons takes down in the dirt. Good block by Wallace. Gaetti had the discussion, was not ejected from the game. And again, hard to tell the camera angle from center field exactly if Zazueta had made the tag, but it looked like it might have grazed Blank near the head and neck area. So it'll be a 1-2 pitch now to Lyons. The runners lead from second and third with 2 out. Johnston kicks and fires, and Lyons swings and taps one here to the left side of the infield. Palmero will field his throw to first, just in time for the out. And again, the Ducks threaten, but they cannot score. They get an error and a single. They pull off the double steal. But Lyons grounds to third to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left in scoring position, and 10 left on base for the second straight day by the Ducks. And we go to the bottom half of the 8th with Long Island still trailing 4-2.
Hey fans, this is infielder Cody Puckett, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Beautify your patio, walkway, driveway, or pool surround with Nicoloc paving stones and walls. Nicoloc's specially formulated paver shield offers extra surface wear protection and color enhancement throughout the thickness of the paver. Paver shield guarantees that your pavers will look great for years to come. Bring home the elegance with Nicoloc. Visit the Nicoloc Design Center, Sunrise Highway, Lindenhurst, or Nicoloc.com.
Let Nicoloc pavers pave your way.
M&V Limousines is the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks. Family owned and operated, they've been in the business for over 23 years. M&V Limousines offers coach buses with Wi-Fi and restrooms, party buses, exotic limousines, and so much more. Whether you're looking for transportation for weddings, proms, corporate outings, or long-distance trips, they've got the right vehicle for you. Visit their showroom in Comac or check them out online at mvlimo.com. M&V Limousines, the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks.
For the second consecutive day, the Ducks have been missing some opportunities against the Skeeters. They leave 2 more in scoring position. The tying runs in the 8th inning as Dan Lyons bounces out to third base. And for the Ducks, for the second straight day, they have left 10 men on base and are trailing by 2 runs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And now Patrick Kreider returning to the mound, and he is going to try and keep this game at 4-2 and give the offense a chance in the 9th. It'll be the top of the order. Sabatella, Cleary Jr., and Ford coming to the plate. But first, Kreider's going to have to face the heart of the order for the Skeeters, Young, Scott, and Russo. And the Ducks look like they were going to get a couple breaks in the inning on the error by Travis Scott, and then the double steal in which it appeared on replay that Mike Blank had been caught stealing at second, but Eric Davis, the third base umpire, said that he was safe. However, it all goes for naught as Dan Lyons bounces out to end the inning. And so, still a 4-2 game despite the Ducks out hitting the Skeeters 9-6 today. Here's Delwyn Young to lead off, and the first pitch is a breaking ball down low for ball 1. Obviously still a chance for the Ducks to come back, but even if they do, they would have gone 2-4 in this series in Long Island. Surely looking forward to getting home tomorrow night when they'll face the Barnstormers in the opener of a 4-game series. 1-0 is low, and Kreider now behind 2-0 on Young, who is 0 for 3 in the game, with a foul pop to third, a pop to short, and a fly out to right. .2-0 coming from Kreider. Kicks and fires, and Young swings, fouls this one back to the top of the screen. And the count goes to 2-1. Kreider from the stretch, kicks and deals, and missed outside. It's now 3 balls and 1 strike on the Skeeter right fielder. Frank DiGiulio Jr., it appears, is warming in the bullpen in right center in case he is needed for this inning. The 3-1 way up and outside for ball 4. And so Kreider allows the leadoff walk here in the 8th inning. The second batter walked by a Duck tonight. So the leadoff man is on, and now the lefty Travis Scott will step up to the plate.
Now batting for your Skeeters, first baseman number 16, and your holiday clears, cleanup batter of the game, Travis.
So here is Travis Scott to the plate, who today has 2 hits and 3 at-bats, both of them doubles. He has scored twice as well. Popped that foul, though, to third his last time up. Lefty-lefty matchup with Kreider. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that missed below the knees for ball 1. Scott now with 12 doubles on the season and 24 runs. Sugarland will hit the road tomorrow as well. They will head to York, Pennsylvania, where they'll face the Revolution, and then head down to Southern Maryland to face the Blue Crabs to close out the first half. 1-0 pitch on the way. Runner goes from first, and it's swung and grounded to first. Right along the line, John Griffin will field. He will step on the bag for the out. So Scott now 2 for 4. He moves Young to second. So a runner at second base with 1 out. That'll bring up Kevin Russo. That's been the big difference in this ball game. The Skeeters have been manufacturing runs. The Ducks have not. The Ducks have had 2 instances with the bases loaded at 2 out. And they also had second and third with 2 out last inning and couldn't score either time. In the second inning, the Skeeters got a leadoff double, moved the runner to third on a ground out, and then scored him on the RBI single. They will intentionally walk Kevin Russo here to put runners at first and second with 1 out, set up the double play, and set up a lefty-lefty matchup with Johan Lamonta. And then in the fourth inning, they got a double from Scott, and after a ground out, another double from LaMonta, and then an RBI double from Chris Wallace. So the Skeeters have been doing a good job of manufacturing some runs in this game. The Ducks have had several chances, but have not been able to get the job done. They trail by 2 still. 2 on, 1 out. First pitch coming to Johan LaMonta, who's driven in 2 in the game, and he takes a breaking ball upstairs for ball 1. LaMonta an RBI single to left in the second, and RBI double to left in the fourth. Later scored in the fourth inning, also picked up his first stolen base of the season. Here comes a 1-0. Kreider looking back towards second, now will step off the rubber. As Young was taking the lead there, he is 3 for 3 in the stolen base department. Russo also for 3 for 3. It's the first time this year that Russo has been intentionally walked. 1-0 from Kreider. Kicks, fires, and fastball just missed the outside corner to LaMonta. And Kreider now in a 2-0 hole. He's been falling behind a few hitters here in this inning. Sugar Land can really put the game away here with a couple more runs off of Kreider. Skeeters have a lefty warming in their bullpen out in right. The 2-0. LaMonta takes a fastball over the outside corner for strike 1. Good pitch that time from Kreider. Entering tonight's outing, Kreider had a record of 2-1 with a 3.24 ERA in 28 appearances on the year. Lefty-lefty matchup, the 2-ball, 1-strike pitch coming. It's on the way, and LaMonta swings and misses. Pitch in at the knees towards the outer half of the plate, and that'll even up the count at 2-2. As long as LaMonta does not hit into a double play, Chris Wallace will be the next hitter for Sugar Land. Kreider comes set, runners lead. 2-2 pitch on the way to LaMonta. Low and outside on a fastball. That'll run the count full at 3-2. Let's see what Gary Gaetti does here. He can always put the runners in motion, try and give them a head start. But there is an open lane to third base with LaMonta swinging from the left side. By the way, Jose Morales is now doing the catching after Blake Davis went in as the pinch runner for Mike Blank in the top half of the inning. 3-2 pitch on the way to LaMonta. The runners have to return because Kreider kicked his right leg up and then turned back to second. So the payoff pitch coming once again. Kreider comes set. Looks to second a couple times. Deals to the plate. The runners don't go. And LaMonta grounds this one. Diving stop by Lyons. Flips to Corona 1. The turn to first. Dug out by Griffin. In time, a double play. What a turn by the Ducks. Magnificent defensive double play for Long Island. Lions making the diving stop up the middle. Backhanded flip from the dirt to Corona, who fielded it on the bare hand, threw all in one motion to first. And Griffin made the scoop out of the dirt for the double play. Outstanding turn for Long Island. Let's see if they can take the momentum into the ninth inning. No runs, no hits, a couple of walks, only one left. We go to the ninth with the Skeeters still in front 4-2.
Hey fans, this is relief pitcher Bruce Kern, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Start by attending a free MCU home buying seminar. Then speak with one of our loan specialists who will guide you through the loan process. With an affordable mortgage from Municipal Credit Union, Home Sweet Home will be a little sweeter. Call 212-238-3521 or visit nymcu.org to apply for your mortgage today. Municipal Credit Union. Strong, trusted, growing. Municipal Credit Union is an equal housing opportunity lender.
Enjoy the ultimate VIP fan experience at Bethpage Ballpark this season by taking in a Ducks game from the brand new Trout Town Fan Can. Presented by Roscoe Beer Company, the Fan Can is available for rental at all Ducks home games. It features 12 Dream Seat theater-style padded seats, beverage holders, an air-conditioned atmosphere, and an incredible view of the game. Packages are now available with food and beverage included. To reserve your Fan Can outing today, call the Ducks Group Sales Department at 631-940-3825. The Trout Town Fan Can at Bethpage Ballpark. Your VIP experience has arrived. One of the most tremendous double plays you will ever see. Dan Lyons ranging up the middle on the hard ground ball from Johan Lamonta, who has already driven in 2 runs in the game. Lyons goes to his left, makes the diving stop from his knees on the dirt, flips it backhand to Richie Corona, who grabs it with his bare right hand out of the air and throws all in one motion to first. Dug out of the dirt by John Griffin for an inning-ending 6-4 3-double play to get Patrick Kreider out of trouble in inning number 8, and it keeps this a 2-run ball game. And now the Ducks need to try and get a rally going in the 9th inning. Long Island has left 10 men on base in the game. A couple of big opportunities missed, but they can erase all of that with one big inning here. And they've got Derek Loop, who will face them, trying to nail down the save. John Lujan had a pitch last night through 16 pitches for the Skeeters, so he is not pitching in this situation. And instead, Derek Loop comes in. For Andrew Johnston in relief, he throws a scoreless 8th inning despite giving up a hit and an error in the inning. No runs allowed, did not walk a batter, and struck out 2. Ducks had 2 runners reach with 2 outs in the inning. They both moved into scoring position on a double steal. The Lions grounded out to third to end that threat. And Long Island will try and bounce back here in the 9th inning, trying to take the momentum from that beautiful double play turn. That'll be the top 3 in the order for Long Island. Brian Sabatella, who is 1 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. Delta Cleary Jr., who is 2 for 4 with a triple and a run batted in. And Lou Ford, who is 2 for 3 with a walk. So we'll see what they can do here against Derek Loop. Sabatella will step in and lead things off. Loop's last outing for the Skeeters came 2 nights ago in the 7-6 Sugarland win. He closed out the game in the 9th inning. Despite allowing 2 walks, he was able to get Sabatella off of first base. Walked Cleary Jr., but then got 4 to pop to right to end the game. First pitch. And the breaking ball is down and in, but a called strike to Sabatella, who did not like the call. And the count 0-1. At the time, my mistake, it didn't end the game. It made it, kept it 6-6 until the bottom half of the 9th inning when the Skeeters won it in walk-off fashion. The 0-1, Sabatella is swinging a miss, chasing down and in. And he is now in an 0-2 hole. Sabatella's 1 hit was an RBI single to right in the 5th inning, then scored on Delta Cleary Jr.'s RBI triple. Aside from that, he has popped to right, grounded to third, and struck out swinging. 0-2 pitch from the left-hander. Loop kicks, fires, and Sabatella is swinging a ground ball foul, third base side, right to the Ducks on deck circle. So we'll do it once again at 0-2. Loop's win the other night improved his record to 2-0 on the year. He's got a 2.08 ERA in 27 games and 3 saves. The 0-2, swinging a pop-up foul, first base side, out of play by Sabatella. Reached and popped it out. The count's still 0-2. The Ducks right fielder. Loop is the 4th reliever of the evening for the Skeeters after Josh Gear started and went 6 innings. 0-2, outside on a high fastball. The count now 1-2 on Sabatella. Again, Cleary Jr. will follow. Lou Ford due up 3rd in the inning. 1-2 pitch. Swinging a high fly ball in the air to center. Fairly well hit, but playable for Almonte as he drifts back. He'll make the catch. And Sabatella retired for the first out in the top of the 9th inning. He's now 1 for 5 in the ball game. So with the 1 away, that'll bring up the left fielder, Delta Cleary Jr. And as the old saying goes, you need a bloop and a blast to tie the game when trailing by 2 runs. We'll see if the Ducks can get that. Got 2 power hitters due up after Cleary Jr. in Ford and Ruiz. First pitch on the way. Cleary Jr. takes a breaking ball strike. Picked up a broken bat single to left field this last time up in the 7th after Gary Gaetti called on the left-hander Hunter Cervenka to turn him around to the right side. And that was the first hit off of Cervenka this season. 0-1 from Loop, and Cleary Jr. takes a fastball up high. I believe in the count at 1-1. Cleary Jr. also had an RBI triple into the right field corner in the 5th inning on a hit and run. Before that, grounded to second and popped to center. 1-1 on the way. Cleary Jr. checks his swing. He takes a breaking ball over the outside corner for strike 2. And Loop ahead in the count on the Ducks left fielder. Ducks out hitting the Skeeters 9-6, but they trail by 2 on the scoreboard. The 1-2. Breaking ball grounded foul, third base side. Hard hit ground ball, but just to the left of the chalk. So it keeps the count steady. Bat boy for the Skeeters bringing out some fresh baseballs for the home plate umpire. Loop comes set on the mound. And the 1-2. Cleary Jr. takes a curveball, just missed the outside corner. Loop thought he had strike 3. That'll leaving up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Loop this year has pitched 26 innings, 16 hits, 7 runs, 6 of them earned. He has walked 8 and struck out 34. 2-2. Breaking ball, line down the right field line. That's going to be a base hit for Cleary Jr. He will round first. He is heading for second. Young Fields fires it back in. The throw not in time, as Cleary Jr. slides in safely with the 1-out double. So the Ducks get the 3rd hit of the ball game for Cleary Jr., his second 3-hit game of the series, and that is his 9th double of the season. So Long Island with a runner at second on their 10th hit of the day. And that will bring Lou Ford to the plate, who has picked up 2 hits in 3 at-bats tonight along with a walk. So despite Cleary Jr.'s struggles against left-handers this year, he has picked up 2 hits against lefties in the ballgame. And here is Lou Ford to bat from the right side against the lefty Derek Loop. First pitch on the way, and Ford takes a fastball upstairs for ball 1. Ford had a single to left in the first inning to extend his on-base streak to a season-high 21 games, grounded to short in the 3rd, walked in the 5th, and reached on an infield single to 3rd in the 7th. 1-0. Breaking ball up and outside again from Loop. And it's now 2 balls and no strikes. Cleary Jr. with great speed at second. His run is not the big one, though. It's the man at the plate, Lou Ford, and he represents the tying run. 2-0 pitch on the way. Ford takes a curveball. It's on the outside corner for a strike. And the count now 2-1. Crowd of 4,444 here at Constellation Field. That's the announced attendance today. Loop looks at second. The 2-1. Ford swings, fouls this one off to the first base side of home plate out of play, past the screen. And that will even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, Sugar Land wanting the win because Southern Maryland won both games of their doubleheader today against the Somerset Patriots. Obviously, the Ducks wanting their win to pick up a game and a half on the Patriots in the Liberty Division standings. 2-2, and Ford swings, grounds it foul down the 3rd base line. About 4 fans reached over to try and grab it, neither came up with it. And so Eric Davis, the 3rd plate umpire, will go over to get the baseball, and will flip it to a young fan in the front row. Ford battling here with the count of 2-2. Randy Ruiz waiting in the on-deck circle. Loop comes set, looks to second. The 2-2 pitch is a breaking ball fouled behind the plate. Another good swing by Ford to fight it off. And we'll do it once again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good battle here between Lou Ford, a righty hitter, and Derek Loop, the lefty pitcher, trying to pick up the save. After John Lujan picked up his 7th save of the year last night. Loop comes set, looks to second again. Cleary Jr. takes his lead. The 2-2 pitch is a fastball down in the dirt for ball 3. So that has run the count full on Lou Ford. Another out of the zone would put the tying run on base with 1 out and bring Randy Ruiz to the plate. Loop comes set. Payoff pitch coming to Lou Ford. Cleary Jr. takes his lead. The pitch on the way, and Ford swings, fouls the breaking ball back to the screen behind home plate. Another good swing from Ford, and he fights off the pitch to stay alive. Ducks trying to end a 3-game losing skid. First time they've lost 3 straight since mid-May. And take the finale of this 6-game series before heading home. Payoff again from Loop, and Ford lines it foul again over the screen behind the plate. Loop continues to throw the breaking ball at Lou Ford, try and get him to swing through it, but Ford continually fighting off tough pitch after tough pitch. This next pitch, I believe, will be the 9th or the 10th of this at-bat. Loop gets the sign from Wallace. Another 3-2 on the way. Kicks and fires, and Ford takes upstairs for ball 4. So Lou Ford works the count, and on pitch number 10, he is able to draw the walk. It's another Municipal Credit Union walk with a purpose. Every time a Ducks batter walks, the Quackerjack Foundation wins. And Long Island has now got the tying run at first. Delta Cleary Jr. is down at second with 1 out, and here is Randy Ruiz to the plate, who is trying to redeem himself after a couple times coming up, not being able to get runs in. He had runners at first and third with 2 out in the 5th, and runners at every base with 2 outs in the 7th, struck out both times. First pitch from Loop upcoming. He looks at the runners, deals to the plate, and Ruiz takes a curveball up and outside for ball 1. Entering today, Ruiz has driven in 5 runs in this series. He is 1 for 4 today, 8 for 26 in the series. Kicking a turn back to second by Loop, but nothing doing there. Right-hander now throwing in the bullpen out in right field for the Skeeters appears to be John Lujan, who again got the save yesterday, but not in the game here. That's Gary Gaetti trying to get his left-hander to get out of this game. The 1-0, and Ruiz takes a fastball that just caught a piece of the outside corner for a strike. Ruiz does not like that call. Appear to be outside, but close. And Ruiz did not like the call. The count of 1-1. From the stretch, Loop looks to second, deals to the plate. Ruiz swings, grounds 1 to third, could be 2. Palmeiro steps on third. His throw to first in time for the out. This ball game is over. The Ducks lose their 4th in a row as they fall to the Skeeters by a count of 4-2. So Randy Ruiz, who has had multiple opportunities to drive runs in this game, ends the game with the 5-3 double play ground out. And after leaving 2 on base in the 5th and 3 on base in the 7th, he leaves 1 on base here in the 9th. And the Ducks, as a team, leave 11 on base in this game and drop 4 straight to the Skeeters and 5 of 6 here in this road trip. And they fall 4-2 today. Don't go anywhere. The post-game show is coming up next. We'll recap this game and hand out the Player of the Game award. 4-2, Sugar Land wins this afternoon.
Hi, this is manager Kevin Baez, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/Ducks Baseball.
James Simmons is going back. He is looking up, and on Park in the Park Night, that one is gone and reaches a kennel in Central Islip.
That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappie's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappie's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quackerjack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappie's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappie's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
Back here at Constellation Field in Sugar Land, Texas, where the Long Island Ducks will pack things up and head out to the hotel tonight. They'll head out and back to Long Island tomorrow, as they will be happy to get out of town. They lose 5 of 6 games in this series to the Sugar Land Skeeters in a ballpark that has been giving them trouble since it opened in year 1. Long Island, who came in winners of 10 in a row, have lost 5 of 6 games, including 4 in a row, tying a season-long losing streak. And the Skeeters win today for the first time, not by 1 run. They win by 2 runs today, 4-2, but the story the same for the Ducks. Opportunity after opportunity to score early and often throughout the game, and Long Island just can't get the big hits that they need. And Sugar Land gets another strong start from Josh Gear. The bullpen does its job, throwing 3 scoreless innings of relief despite putting runners on, multiple runners on in every inning of relief. But the Ducks, again, cannot get the job done, and they fall tonight by a count of 4-2. Let's recap this game. Ducks had their first opportunity in the opening inning against Josh Gear when they loaded up the bases with 2 out on singles by Ford and Ruiz and a walk to John Griffin. But Cody Puckett popped out to right field for the final out of the inning. Ducks were not able to get on the scoreboard. And then in the bottom half of the second inning, Sugar Land took the 1-0 lead when Travis Scott doubled to left to open the inning, moved to second on a ground out by Kevin Russo, and scored on Johan Lamanta's RBI single. Ducks would trail 1-0 as we moved to the bottom of the fourth inning. Gear had retired the side in order in the second, third, and fourth. And then in the bottom of the fourth, Ian Marshall allowed a leadoff double again to Scott and a 1-out RBI double to Johan Lamanta to make it a 2-0 game. Chris Wallace followed with an RBI double to right. And on those 3 doubles in the fourth, the Skeeters had a 3-0 lead after 4 innings. Ducks still put up a good response immediately in the fifth inning, as with 1 out, Mike Blank reached on an infield single that ricocheted off the pitcher to third base. Dan Lyons followed with a double to left field. And on that double, Lyons had gone to second base, Blank had gone to third. Kevin Baez was thinking about waving Blank home, but stopped him last second. And on the throw back in, it was misplayed by the second baseman, Zazueta. And when seeing the misplay, Dan Lyons took off of this as if he was going to go to third base. The only problem was Mike Blank didn't take off and go for home, so Lyons went to third. Blank was caught in the rundown between third and home, tagged out by the catcher. And so instead of having second and third with 1 out, just a runner at third with 2 out, Brian Sabatella followed with an RBI single to right that would have plated 2 runs and made it a 3-2 game. Instead, it plated only 1, made it 3-1. Delta Cleary Jr. then followed with an RBI triple that scored Sabatella. So had the base running blunder not happened and everything else stayed the same, the Ducks would have tied the game at 3. Instead, they had gotten to within 3-2. Lou Ford drew a walk, but then Randy Ruiz, with runners at first and third and 2 outs, struck out swinging. And it kept the game 3-2 in favor of the Skeeters. Stayed that way until the 7th. The Ducks against James Parr drew a leadoff walk by Mike Blank. And then after 2 outs, Hunter Cervenka came in, gave up his first 2 hits of the season, a broken bat single to left to Delta Cleary Jr., and an infield single to third to Lou Ford. But with Randy Ruiz at the plate and the bases loaded, Ruiz struck out swinging for the second time in the game, and it kept the score at 3-2. And then in the bottom half of the 7th inning, after Marshall struck out the first 2, Ian Marshall allowed a solo home run to left to Amadeo Zazueta, his first home run of the year, and that made it a 4-2 ball game. So the Ducks trailed by 2 at that point. In the 8th inning, the Ducks were facing Andrew Johnston, and after the first 2 batters struck out, Reggie Corona reached on an error by Travis Scott. Mike Blank then singled to left, and the 2 were able to pull off the double steal, moving to second and third with 2 outs in the inning. It looked like Blank had gotten caught stealing, but they said that he was safe. Blake Davis went in as the pinch runner, but Dan Lyons grounded out to third to end that threat. The Ducks left 2 more on base there in the 8th. And then in the top half of the 9th inning, the Ducks facing Derek Loop, who was trying to pick up the save. With 1 out, Delta Cleary Jr. doubled down the right field line, and Lou Ford in a 10-pitch at bat drew a walk. And the Ducks had the tying runs on base with only 1 out in the inning. But Randy Ruiz, for the 3rd time in this game with runners in scoring position, grounding into a 5-3 double play to end the threat. And Ruiz himself left 6 runners on base in the game. And the Ducks fall by a final count of 4-2. The final totals for the Skeeters: 4 runs on just 6 hits, 1 error. They left 5 on base. For the Ducks, 2 runs on 10 hits, no errors. They left 11 men on base, and a total of, by my count, 51 runners on base in the span of this 6-game series. The winner was Josh Gear, who improves to 3-1. The loser, Ian Marshall, falls to 3-4. The second time in this series that Gear defeated Marshall. Derek Loop picked up his 4th save of the year. The game took 2 hours and 39 minutes in front of 4,444 here at Constellation Field. As for the player of the game for tonight's contest, we are going to give it to Johan Lamanta of the Skeeters, who was 2 for 4 at the plate with 2 RBIs and a run scored. Honorable mention going to the Skeeters bullpen, who threw 3 scoreless innings of relief despite having to face jams in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. But Johan Lamanta tonight will be our player of the game for 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and a run scored. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take one more break. When we come back, we are going to go through the out-of-town scoreboard, and then from Constellation Field, where the Ducks fell today 4-2 to the Skeeters.
Hey fan, this is outfielder Prentice Redmond, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball. facebook.com/Ducks Baseball.
Spring into a new Honda at Huntington Honda and pay $59 a month for a new 2015 Honda Civic LX sedan. $59. So spring into Huntington Honda on Jericho Turnpike just east of Route 110 or huntingtonhondacars.com.
Huntington Honda, discover the difference.
Auto 24-month lease, total due at inception. Civic 3190 includes bank fee, first month's payment, no security deposit. Taxes, DMV, title fees extra with excellent credit through HFS.
Family fun every time. Beautiful evening for baseball. Big action every time. He reaches up. It's gone! Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season. And with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Back here in Sugar Land, Texas, one final time where the Ducks fall tonight by a final count of 4-2, and their fourth straight loss in this series. 5 of 6 games they were defeated by the Skeeters. Long Island will head home tomorrow. They'll open up the final week of the first half when they face the Lancaster Barnstormers in the opener of a 4-game series. And the Ducks, who are 22-6 at home, will certainly be very happy to get out of Texas and get back to Long Island. Let's take one final look at the out-of-town scoreboard before we wrap things up. The Ducks were aided today by 2 victories from the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, as the Blue Crabs defeated the Somerset Patriots by counts of 6-1 and 2-1. In Game 1, Brian Baker, the winner, improved to 3-4. R.J. Seidel, the loss, fell to 2-2. And in Game 2, Jake Hale, the win, improved to 8-2. Lucas Irvine, the loss, fell to 3-5. And the save, Eric Cameron, his 17th of the year. So with the 2 losses for the Somerset Patriots coupled with the Ducks' loss, Long Island is now 4.5 games back. They do gain a half game in the standings despite the loss today, but Long Island with a win could have moved to within 3.5 games with the final week starting tomorrow in this first half, and that would have been a huge lift for this Ducks team, especially with the tough series here in Texas. But ultimately, Long Island is only able to gain the half game, still better than losing ground. And as for the Skeeters, with their win today and Southern Maryland's 2 wins, Sugar Land only loses a half game in the standings, so they are now 4 games back of Southern Maryland. However, the Skeeters only have a total of 6 games remaining here in the first half, and so they're going to basically need a win out and hope for some help from Southern Maryland to win the first half in the Freedom Division. As for the River Sharks and the Barnstormers, they too played a doubleheader and they split it. Camden won the first game in walk-off fashion 5-4. The winner was TJ Chisholm, who improved to 1-1. The loser, Zach Jackson, fell to 2-4. And then in the second game of the Twin Bill, it was Lancaster 4, Camden 3. Shunsuke Watanabe, the win, improved to 4-2. The loser, Bill Murphy, fell to 1-8. And Marcus Walden picked up his first save of the year. Bridgeport defeated York in Game 1 of their doubleheader in York, Pennsylvania. The 5-3 final score. DJ Mitchell got the win. He improved to 4-4 on the season. The loser, Rami Lewis, fell to 4-6. And Patrick Mincy picked up his 7th save of the year. As for Game 2 of the Twin Bill, that is going on right now. They're in the bottom of the 4th in York. And Bridgeport has a 2-1 advantage. Scott Main, the starter for the Bluefish, and Sean Hill, the starter for the Revs. Bridgeport's RBIs coming from Matt Burns and James Simmons, and York's RBI coming from Eric Patterson. So that doubleheader is still going on in York, Pennsylvania. The Mets completed their game from yesterday that was suspended. They ended up winning the game 2-1 in 13 innings, and then in Steven Matz's debut in the regularly scheduled game today, it was the Mets 7 and the Reds 2. So Steven Matz gets the win in his debut to improve to 1-0. And more importantly for him, he had a terrific day at the plate, driving in 4 runs and going 3 for 3 at the plate. Curtis Granderson also had 2 RBIs, now at 27 on the year. The Reds had 2 home runs in the game. Todd Frazier, his 25th. Brandon Phillips, his 5th. In Houston, Texas, about 25 minutes from here, it was the Astros defeating the Yankees 3-1 to salvage a split of that 4-game series. Colin McHugh got the win to improve to 9-3. The loser, Michael Pineda, fell to 8-5. Luke Gregerson picked up his 18th save of the year. Brett Gardner, the lone RBI for the Yankees. For the Astros, it was Evan Gattis and Jason Castro picking up RBIs. And in the second meeting ever between New York City FC and the New York Red Bulls, the Red Bulls rallied for 3 goals in the second half to defeat New York City FC 3-1 and improved to 2-0 against their crosstown rivals. Tommy McNamara had the lone goal for New York City FC in the 6th minute of the game, but the Red Bulls getting a 47th minute goal from Bradley Wright Phillips, a 52nd minute goal from Chris Duval, and a 73rd minute goal from Matt Miazga And the Red Bulls, in front of 48,047 fans at Yankee Stadium, win it 3-1 over New York City FC. So that'll do it for the out-of-town scoreboard. The Ducks will head back home tomorrow morning. They will open up a 4-game series against the Lancaster Barnstormers tomorrow at 6:35 p.m. The Ducks will be sending right-hander Mickey Janis to the mound, the Atlantic League leader in ERA. He is 5-2 with a 1.31 ERA. Lancaster is going to counter with left-hander Brian Morgado, who has spent time in his Atlantic League career as both a starter and a reliever. But Morgado will get the start tomorrow for the Stormers. The Ducks will be hoping to end a 4-game losing streak. They have never lost 5 in a row this season, and they are hoping to get back on a winning track. And they will be doing that in a place where they are 22-6 here in 2015, and that is Bethpage Ballpark. That's going to do it for us here on this Sunday evening from Sugar Land, Texas. Again, the final score, it was the Skeeters 4 and the Ducks 2. We invite you to join us for our next Ducks broadcast, which will be tomorrow evening when the Ducks and the Barnstormers open up their 4-game series. Pre-game show is going to begin at 6:20, the first pitch at 6:35. You can follow all of the action right here on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball, and online as well at liducks.com. My name is Michael Pollack. Thank you so much for spending your Sunday evening with me. I hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Have a great rest of your Sunday night. We'll do it all over again on Monday night, back home on Long Island from Bethpage Ballpark. Good night, and so long from the Lone Star State.